And we are back with this amazing TopCut. So we'll see the first match from the top 16.
Exactly, and we have chosen, I think, a really exciting one.
Yeah, definitely. This will be the match between a red-blue and a blue-purple deck.
Yeah, and as today the chat has pointed out, and we also pointed out, everybody can be calm about the position of blue apparently. Absolutely no problem with running blue decks at the moment. Either if you decide to run a twisted green version, either you just stick with the good old red purple, or you make the shark twist, or you decide to go with blurple. They will all function without iron.
Yeah.
That's the conclusion.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also we have quite a lot of decks overall. Like there is a wide pool of decks played and playable, and that probably proves that the decision of banning Hiram, it was probably a good decision, because the meta is really rich. You see everything. You don't see just steel songs or just red purples.
Exactly.
I mean
or just blue steel.
Oh, just blue steel. Yeah, that's exactly, I think, what happened, and that's why Hiram was banished from Locana, because there was just blue steel, and red-blue, and people want some deck diversity, right?
Yeah, the chat is asking if we will make the decks ready to see. I guess we can say safely that they will be uploaded, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the matter of time, yes.
Yes, we do have the top 16 decks ready, but not the. I think. I don't know. They will upload it now, or probably not, right?
I think, we'll get the answer right after this match and come back to you with the answer.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I saw different red blues. Yeah. So
as you can see,
the deck lists are open. Players know what they are going to be playing against.
Yeah, and as you can see, somebody got an F for the test.
All right.
It's an F, no?
Yeah, it looks like wine.
Yeah, blue red just got an F.
Yeah. All right. So a good red-blue player against a good blue-purple player.
Yes.
So who do you think is favored in this matchup? Do we have somebody who is more likely to win this? It's a best of three.
Let me answer this question as soon as we got our hands on the deck list, because right now the players are going through it. And I don't know exactly what version is the red-blue.
Yeah.
We just looked at
Yeah,
the color
we had a
quickly.
quick glance. Yeah, we had a quick glance on the deck list, but of course, we still need to dig into the deck list a bit deeper. So, okay, 4 copies of most cards, but it's quite a spicy deck. So we have 2 Hades, Infernals, Skimmers, whatever. Then we have 2 Sisses, 2 big Sisses, and all other classic cards. We have 4 copies of them, like the Pirate's Life, then we have Grammatella, Goofy, etc., Macduck Manor, everything. So I know that there are different types of players, and there are some players who hate putting just one copy or 2 copy of a card, and I think that in Jakob's deck, the red-blue player, he probably wants to play it safe, because most cards are there just 4 copies of the card.
So for the 4 Macduck Manors, the red-blue player are prepared for today. There is a Cusco for...
Ah, wow. Yeah, and by the way, talking about the blue-purple list, that's completely different because I see so many
Exactly.
cards. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
Exactly.
3. So there are so many different cards.
And you know what? We can meet focused flatfoot today from the side of the blurple one. That's the 5 cost
Yeah.
deck that gives you the top of your deck.
Blackpearl is super spicy. Like, I'm looking at the deck and I'm like, Rafiki Mystical Fighter, 3
Yeah.
copies. Wow.
Yeah, we will probably see some sales into Rafiki plays. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just so spicy.
But even the red-blue deck is also a bit spicy because Hades, I can't say that it's a very common card for this deck because it's not a control deck. It's like, well, it's like a mix, but I mean, it's not an item deck. It's not like this old red-blue. It's still some kind of a deck that is like relying on Maui Sharks to win.
So, do you know? Yeah, I think Jakob will start because he's higher seed.
Yeah.
So this means that we will see the Red Bull player probably trying to ramp as far as he can because he will need to find quick answers for the genies and with the army of like Donalds and...
Yeah, I think it's really hard to predict like how this match will be happening because I would say that both need to ramp, but also Blurple definitely needs to draw.
Yeah.
And maybe that's one of their win conditions here against Red Blue, just to have a lot of card draw like this. You ink, you play the characters again and again and again. And probably that's...
started. We already was it? Yeah, it was Pirate's Life, so we could already see 1 out of the game. Probably Tamas is really happy about it. Because, I mean, for this kind of push, if you can go far with the lures, it is really disturbing to get the Pirate's Life. And you just from 18 you go to 16.
Yeah, exactly. So a bell
And another Pirate's Life, wow.
and another Pirate Life. Well, there are 4 in the deck, so
Yeah.
you can afford.
But now,
you
I
can
mean,
afford.
maybe at some point we will miss that Pirate's Life army that just went into the ink, right?
Yeah, I think it's always like this. Like, you never know, but you have to ink something because the ink will not appear itself. So, but yeah, I definitely agree with you that later probably this cause will be regretted. But the problem is that, as you said, you cannot like keep them at the very beginning of the match.
Of course, you
because
can't, yeah.
they are just bad. You don't want to play them like turn 6. You want to build a stable board, you want to play Maui Sharks, you probably want to play your Mag Deck Mansions, and it's like...
Yeah. As Tamas is thinking about the card, I think we didn't tell that this is right now, it's untimed, so although we can see the counter of 45 minutes, it's just without any reason at the moment it doesn't ticking. So the TopCut, full of the TopCut will be of course untimed, and the players, for those who just joined, the players had the chance to look at each other's deck. It's an open deck list match. What do you think they've got? Like 5 minutes probably, right? To try to memorize all the sequences and lines for the deck list. I mean,
yeah, I think something like 5 minutes, yes, it should be quite quick.
When you see like a stock red-blue, it's not really like anyhow difficult to like look through that. But when you're meeting cards like Donald Duck, Focus, Flatfoot, and Rafikis and stuff, and some Cuscos and all these 1-off, 2-offs, I'm probably pro one-offs and two-offs in this case of open deck list, because it's just messing with your opponent's head completely.
Exactly. By the way, talking about remembering stuff, remembering cards, do you have any techniques to remember your opponent's cards when you see them, for example, when you play your Diablo?
Probably, yes, of course, I try to memorize, but memorizing all day when you are like playing from 9 to like, in this case, midnight. For example, Diablo's Maleficent Spy grants you the access to complete hands during the day, but I think you better memorize like important sequences and then spare your energy to, if you're, of course, you're playing like Lemon Lime, it could be important like bare necessities. Is there a target? Is there not a target at the hand? But I mean, most of the time I think, at least it's with me, like I'm thinking about sequences and lines.
All right, because I know that also some players try to sing these cards they have just seen in their head just to memorize them, to build some associations for the brain, just to hear your own voice in your head, remembering like 5 turns later what was in the hand.
So.
Meanwhile, there is a Maui shark on the board. And develop your brain comes.
And this is actually, on the long run, something that Tamas needs to deal with. Because here we can see possible 3 lures, but actually we can't see them really, because nobody will go on an adventure.
Nobody will do this. I mean, exactly. And I think Hades is the best answer to a Maui shark, but of course you need to have the ink, and also you need to have the Hades.
And I think this is why I love open deck lists. I think Jakob has just looked through Tamas' deck list, and now he decided to move on with the shark line, completely like get along with, okay, this is standing here, I'm just digging for some cards, meanwhile I'm getting my slow lowers.
And the third pirate live is here. By the way, Jakob has the Hades that Tamas needs. It's just in his hand.
But somehow I can feel that slowly we can see some answers from Tamas for the shark.
It's the shark is just such a strong card in Locana, and I also think at the moment it's one of the most expensive cards. I'm not talking enchanted, so because it's so playable, and you can use it in red blue, you can use it in red purple, you can use it like everywhere, and if you cannot answer this card, it immediately becomes a huge problem. So I guess Tamas is trying to find an answer for this Maui. That's why he just sang Friends on the other side with Grammatella, hoping he draws something that may take this shark down.
But apparently we could look at the hand of Jakob, and it's not really a huge surprise that he has got another shark in there.
Yeah, indeed, of course. I think the worst is when you have like 3 sharks on the board and your opponent doesn't have Be Prep in his deck because he's not playing red. And there you know that you are probably about to win, because shark is just like, it's such a universal tool, let's say. So you can gain lore with him, you can control the board with him, you can like do literally everything. You can like hit the locations and get rid of a library or of a queen's castle. I mean, you do need something else for the library, but still it's like very useful and very powerful.
We need the fox for that grammar, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, of course we needed this.
So apparently Tamas doesn't have the answer yet, but
No.
still he is not anyway intended to give Jakob
Any targets, yeah, any targets for
I
Maui
think it was a
sharks.
smart play from Tamas. He's building slowly but steadily, probably digging for. I think there are crabs in Tamas deck. No.
I didn't see any in the list.
No.
No,
No crabs.
no, he just needs to find his
All
Hades
right.
because he has
All
4 of
right.
them.
That will be not exactly easy in that way.
Yeah, because now we have 2 sharks on the board, and the Hades that we need is in Jakob's hand. Was the Hades like stolen? Oh, yeah, that's really harsh because 2 Maui sharks are really difficult for Blurple to take down. Like, if you don't play any crabs, and apparently that's the case,
Apparently that's
you're
the
only
case.
yeah your only out is like your Hades, but you need to find them.
But actually, he plays snakes also. So he at some point might be able to just play the bouncy
yeah.
games without letting anything hit on board. But he's still at 0 lowers, so it's at the moment it doesn't look great.
Yeah, the Blurple player definitely wants to quest because still the deck is like, it's the tempo deck somehow that still relies on its board and you need to quest with your board, and that's not what you can do when you have 2 Maui sharks just in front of you. How far I'll go.
And
so,
now, since the genie was like exerted, he either needs to do the bouncy thing again,
Yeah.
or
or he will just lose his genie to a Maui shark, and the Maui shark will probably recover Pirate's Life, or maybe something else to draw cards like Vision of the Future, whatever.
I don't think that Tamas can hold long if he allows Jakob to gain advantage of the discard actions.
Yeah, indeed, because it will not get any better if this Mauis manage to hit the genie and any other characters. So I think it's quite harsh for the local player right now. But if you find the Hades, and also you mentioned some Mim Snakes, probably he can also play the Hades and then bounce back the Hades and play it again on the second Maui.
I mean, technically, he
But-
will be able to do that because right now he is on 8. He can dig for a Hades, play it, ink, and use a snake to bounce back the genie so that the other shark is also offline. So technically, I think it's possible.
Oh,
wow!
Alza is coming.
This is how you deal with the sharks, right?
Yeah, but it's like a temporary solution still. It
No,
gives
but
you-
I mean, look at that counter. It will slowly just go up to, I don't know, like 3, 5.
I think it's 5, is
Yeah,
it?
but the counter is like offline or.
It will be moving, I think. But whatever, I mean, like, Alza is still a temporary solution. You still need to get rid of this Mauis, like,
Or
definitely.
Tamas might be able to bounce back the Elves and play
Yeah, probably that's another solution. You just freeze this Mauis. Even though, like, Jakob still can gain some lore points with this Mauis, and that's the problem with freezing the
Of
Mauis.
course, it's not like removing, but I mean, it's better than nothing at the moment.
Exactly, it's still better. There is a Sisu in Jacob's hand. it's not particularly useful because it can only take down the genie and the cheapo, and we don't care about them that much, I think. But he still plays the Sisu.
Apparently, Jakob cares about the genie.
Exactly. But I think also Sisu, it's a new menace. So that's why I think that was the genuine reason of playing it. So
we should ask, is there something wrong with the counter? Because Tamas is at 5.
Yeah, it's wrong. He has forgotten to...
Okay, it will be
but
fixed.
Tamas is writing on paper? Or?
Yeah, writing on paper.
Okay,
cool.
great.
So thank you for the info, but apparently Tamas is writing, so
Yeah, he's at
Tamas
5.
needs to be aware of the questing.
Yeah, and I think that Sisu here, it was not even just to remove the genie. I think it's just
Of
a
course,
body.
it's a body,
It's a body that quests for 3, and like you need to deal with these 2 Mauis, and now you also need to deal with the Sisu. And yeah, there is also Hades coming for Elsa. Oh, it's so tough. I think that Tamas needs his Hades. Oh, the second Elsa.
You know what would be nice? Play shifting a big Elsa on big Elsa for 6, take out the 2 Mauis, quest, and then take back the 2 Elsas in the hand.
Yeah.
But apparently no snakes, I guess.
No snakes, but he only runs 2 copies of this card, I think. 2 Madam Mim snakes and 2 Madam Mim foxes are in the list of the Blurple player.
Yeah, but I mean, Tamas is running 4 of the 8 Elsa.
Yeah. Freeze, it's like deep freeze.
Yeah.
Sisu can quest, Sisu can attack, Sisu can do everything. Sisu can even sing Be Prep. I think there is no Be Prep.
There is one thing Sisu cannot do. He cannot take out the Elsa because it's just 5 attack and the Elsa is exactly 6, so it's a good trade even.
Indeed.
But, I mean, at this point, is it enough for you to play Hades on one of the Elsas? Probably not.
I think you have to, no?
I don't really know. I don't see the hand. I just always...
I think you need to deal with these Elsas somehow because otherwise they will just quest and the game will be finished. So
I don't know what else does Jakob have at the moment. We could see Hades, probably it's the first card from the top right.
Yeah, here comes this Hades because the Elsas are getting like more and more dangerous, and it's true, like you're completely right that Sisu by herself she cannot take the Elsa down. It is possible, like if you also play Goofy together with her, but it's not a play that you really wanna make.
And technically, Tamas was right about just freezing the sharks because 2 sharks on board can give you quickly the lures, but I mean 2 Elsas are quicker.
Wow,
so
he removed the Fox with Sisu. I think
that was interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting, but he has a Magduck Manor in his hand, and maybe he's trying to prepare his board to play these Magduck Manor in the near future.
Or the red.
It was a mistake with the Sisu. You have made
Okay.
You have trade. You have made a mistake.
Okay, we have some information that apparently Sisu was not actually intended to trade into this Fox, but what happened.
Okay.
Indeed, yeah. I was also kind of surprised because,
So no secret infos apparently. Okay.
All right. Everything can happen. It's like top 16 Enchanted Tour, and
I think this will be punished, if you ask me.
Yeah, real life misclick. Yeah.
Real life misclick.
Yeah, I think it's something like this. You should always be attentive while playing, but I say this, and it's easy for me to say this while observing, and we also need to remember that the players are like tired after playing, after having played 8 rounds already, after making it to the TopCut, and sometimes it's just difficult to stay focused, even if you know that the game is very important for you.
Yeah.
Finders keepers.
Yeah, I mean, Tamas has the money.
Yeah, yeah. Finders keepers is a really good card when you have a lot of ink. Because drawing 3 cards for 1 is just a very good value. But yeah, the cost. Everything comes at a cost.
Can we just see Elsa questing and then bouncing it back?
Elsa questing and bouncing back the Elsa.
I crave to see that play. though.
Yeah, probably, but 8 is like not enough. Don't you think so?
I mean, he
go
doesn't
to
even
11.
need to play that round. Just quest and just take it back to hand.
Yeah,
and then,
probably.
I mean,
Does he have a snake or a fox or whatever?
yeah, that is the question here because we cannot really see
We-
Tamas. I mean, he just drew 3 cards. I mean, hopefully he.
He has a genie, but also I know that the blue purple player only runs 4 bouncing cards in his deck, and we have already seen at least like
2.
1 fox and 1 snake.
Yeah. So
So-
half of the bouncies are out.
So there are only 2 cards to find.
But I mean,
It still can happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You're completely right.
I would desperately dig for some bouncies to get
Yeah.
my Elsa back and
Yeah, you definitely want your Elsa
just
back.
teach those nasty sharks some lessons.
Yeah, but the sharks are also like, if Jakob plays any action cards, these sharks will just quest again and again, like
That's
not quest,
true.
sorry, just gaining lore points.
That's true, but I mean, as long as Tamas is giving the homework to Jakob, he is not having the time to do that.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you. And I
Here
think
is the Nadak in the ink. Unfortunately, I really needed to see that.
Yeah.
But I guess we can have the opportunity to see it later. And Tamas decides that he is not questing with the Elsa.
No, he's waiting because you really cannot
Yeah,
give Maui
true.
Shark a target because
True.
as soon as you do this, like immediately there is
Yeah.
a pirate life and
Exactly.
the game will be
And the
just
game
over.
is just, yeah.
So
I
you
mean-
have to be patient. It's extremely hard.
Yeah.
You have a board. You
Yeah.
are at 8. You have a big board, and you have to be patient.
Yeah.
You cannot
Here
like
comes
just
Tamatoa.
quest. Tamatoa,
And
happy
here-
as a clam.
And here comes 2 free card rows.
Yeah, popsicle.
We need to see the list if Jakob is running any dimes. No dimes.
No, there are no
apparently.
dimes. There are no dimes. I think there are just 2 Hadeses that are not very common for this deck list, and 4 Tamatos, because I can see that all red-blue decks play 4 Tamatos. Some blue-red decks, they don't play Tamatos at all. 4 Goofies, also sometimes you see 4 of them, sometimes
here-
you don't
here
see
is-
that many.
I could see that here is the 4th shark, right? It's the 4th, probably. Now we are looking
yeah.
at the top 5 cards for the vision.
Yeah. Is
Is
it the
it-
4th or the third one?
I don't know, but probably, yeah, he
And
has
2
chosen the
Tamatos.
Tamato.
The
for it.
Tamato, yeah, the
Yeah.
Tamato.
Yeah, red-blue is just choosing to dig for cards instead of the quick burn.
Yeah.
Because he is probably seeing that Tamas is dealing smart with what time and when should he just exert the creatures.
I wonder if there is a world where like Jakob has to use his B prep. I'm wondering if it's technically possible.
I think it's just a matter of question whether Tamas
Here-
is having the bounce for the Elsa or not.
Yeah,
Because he
I
has
see
all
what you
the
mean.
money in the world to.
Yeah, but also the board of Jakob is really so strong now, and he's at 14.
Yeah.
So he's rushing for this lore because finally
Yeah.
the sharks can quest. And also, he has this bip rep, so probably he will indeed play the bip rep and he will win the game like this by gaining 2 points of lore.
I mean, we can see only 22 lores apparently from the two players, but they are potentially like on 60. Like, Tamas can decide and be on 16 without doing anything. So.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, I think
It's just a
things
matter
are-
of a couple of turns in
it's
this
still, I
game.
think that things are getting really difficult for the Blurple player because these Mauis are still there. Although it's just a temporary solution still, unfortunately he didn't find anything to bounce it back. And as I said, they get their lore points each time the red-blue player plays any actions. It's just like +2, +2, +2, +2. And like this you accumulate a lot of like points of lore and then you just finish the game.
I think Tamas is having approximately 14 to 15
14 to 15, yeah,
inks, probably. So
Probably.
there is a world where he is finding all the asses he has.
And he plays.
He plays it on
he
the
plays both
What's that? It's in the shiny area. We can see that. What's that card?
in the shiny area.
What's that card? I desperately want to know what this card is.
Maybe it's a popsicle. No. The shiny area. I really like this like definition. The bag area, like it's a popsicle. Oh wow! I can see through the shiny area.
And you know what awaits you in the shiny area? A popsicle.
Yeah, indeed. So, that's so hard. Like
Yeah.
+5.
Tamas had enough. He just
13.
bouncy, please.
Yes!
Yes!
Alpha's
There is the
coming
bounce.
back.
There are the sharks. This, yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
we take the
look
Hades
at
down.
this game. Look
That
at this
is-
turnover.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's like so intense.
Yeah, exactly. And we talked about how powerful, like finding your fox or the snake, they are not really like 2-cost and 3-cost creatures. They can mean the end game also, like in
Yeah,
these situations
I
like
think
this.
that's the power of all these balance cards because you can use them later in the game and get some extreme insane advantage.
I think we will need a B prep here.
Yeah, I think that now, yeah, this world, I think it is happening now, where probably Jakob
Probably,
will have to be prep the board because the board has become like too menacing. Tamas is at 15, so if there is no be prep,
You know what is said?
yeah,
He is on 16.
yeah,
And,
because
no, what happened from 14? How did we get to?
I think
18.
he quested.
Yeah,
I
okay,
think he
okay, yeah,
quested
okay.
+2 sharks, +2 sharks, and
Imagine if he wouldn't have traded the big Sisu, that's a win, right?
yeah. Oh my God. Oh, why did you tell me about this?
I just felt the need to tell you.
I feel his pain now. I feel the
As
pain
his-
of Jakob because, yeah, indeed, if he just quested with Sisu, it would have been a win already. Oh my God, it's so painful to realize it. I think it's even more painful to leave it. I'm so sorry for Jakob in this game. So yeah, here comes.
Yeah, but
think
I mean,
he
he
still
still can
has
get it.
very good chances,
Because
yeah, of
if-
winning this game because of the manner.
No answers for the Magnet
No
manner.
answers for the manner. Even though, are there any answers in the deck? Yeah, there is one Cusco Selfish Emperor.
Yeah, and Tamas was digging for that to get it, but he
When
was
you-
already, I think, out of foxes.
Yeah, I think he was out
No
of foxes.
hideaway, apparently.
He used 12 ink and only had 11.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah. Okay.
So, what do you think needs to be done differently or
He didn't have the ink to play manner. Do you think it's true?
I think
He forgot to play Popsicle.
Really?
He played Pop for
Yeah,
free.
it was free.
Yeah, it was free.
It
It
was
was just
free.
free because I
Okay.
was like lost because no, I did not see any problems there. So yeah, when you quest with Tamator, Henry
Yeah.
as a clam, you can play any item for free, no matter if it's a lucky dime or if it's a popsicle.
Yeah, but
like,
it's true,
in
like-
both cases, it's perfectly fine.
But it's all cool that we figured it out together, and in that case, we answered
Yeah,
also this
yeah, it's
question.
great. Yeah.
Because it's TopCut, the stakes are
Yeah,
getting
yeah, of
higher,
course.
so it's
Of course. It's always good to figure the things out.
Yeah.
It's always good to have it all clear.
So thank you for raising the question also and answering that.
Yeah.
You guys rock.
Okay. So the second game. Oh, I think the blue-purple player will start the game, will he?
Yeah.
So probably it will also help just the fact of being on the play, because I think that if Tamas had one turn more, he would probably have won this game. Sometimes it's just this. And that's also, it's a big advantage when you are higher seed, because you can start all your games, and sometimes this advantage is just insane. So
Yeah, and we can all see that even though Tamas is playing one copy of Cusco, and he runs foxes, the deck is, without the crabs, it just will be vulnerable to locations.
yeah, indeed, I think he sacrificed his crabs to put what, like, probably
Rafiki, probably.
Rafiki.
That's the
Mexico.
spot of the crab
Yeah,
normally,
that's
no?
true. Normally you have crabs instead of Rafiki. I don't know. I don't know what it is good against. Probably Still Song to take down their.
I don't know, because Steel Song just shoots it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, we might have the opportunity to ask
Yeah,
Tamas
because,
about
yeah,
it.
it's an interesting question, because Rafiki, I can't say that this card is really popular in current Arcana meta. So yeah, it's really interesting to get the answer why that choice.
This game can be something.
Is it again an inked sale to play Tipo? Is it again this?
Yes.
Your favorite play?
Yes, it's my favorite play. This game can be, I think, different because red-blue player doesn't have the ramp on turn 2.
Yeah, that's a bit harsh because he doesn't have any ramp from what I see. No, sorry, it was not. Yeah, there is. Yeah, yeah.
Now we have got a Tipo,
There is
but
a Tipo and
the mana
how
is
far I'll go. It's okay. It's okay.
But the mana is already spent on the visions to find that poor Tipo. So
who is this handsome commentator guy?
oh wow!
Yeah, it's Bala, like world's best lemon lime player, and yeah. He has some relationships with the muses, right?
Exactly.
So, such a lovely voice. So, the Tipo is played, Sisu, the big Sisu is being inked, and Grammatala from the side of the purple player. Okay, do we have 2B preps? Yeah, we have 2B preps. We have 2 Hellfire Algos, so it's not that bad, but a little bit too many Inkables probably. Although we can hard cost the Hellfire Algo next turn. You, of course, usually you prefer to have your Grammatella singing this song, but it's still feasible without.
Finally, the duck.
The duck.
The duck has arrived
Comes
finally.
Donald.
And the thing is that Tamas is using some one-offs that he can dig for however he wants to, because if the duck is exactly putting that card into the inkwell, you will never know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't know yourself what you have just inked.
Yeah.
You can only know it if you play the blue Mufasa,
Yeah,
and that's not
and
the
that's
case.
not part of the deck right now.
Yeah, no. The deck is spicy,
Yeah.
but it's probably not that spicy.
That's spicy, yeah.
All right, so Tipo, and so he inks the sail. Quest was Tipo, and that's all. Actually, yeah, the blue purple player is still developing his board, and even though at the moment he's just at 1, and there is a Maui shark waiting for its targets.
Yeah, as
Question you can, because
Yeah.
then the shark will appear.
yeah, and there is an explanation behind what is Charlie is doing, basically building some boards that is not affected by the B prep, because
Yeah.
next turn is probably like he wouldn't want to overspread the table, causing some really serious losses, because I mean Jakob has fair amount of cards, and as we already know that he's holding on to 2 preps, not
I
just 1.
didn't think that he wanted to play B prep here.
Of course
So
not,
that's
but
why-
there is a world if, for example, Charlie is playing some creatures like 2, then
Yeah,
I'm
of
sure.
course, if Tamas played
Yeah.
more creatures,
Yeah.
it would have been a B prep, of course.
Yeah,
You're completely right.
now starts some mind games between the two
two
players.
players, yeah,
Do you have the
exactly,
prep?
exactly.
Yes, I have it, but I won't play it now. And this will go on for some time, I guess, because Tamas is probably not willing to put any serious loss into preps. I mean, he's fine with just questing around a bit, but on the other hand, you slowly need to sort of get. No, Tamas has the gut not
Kind
to.
of keepers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tamas has said, I don't want to play creatures in your B prep.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, yeah, you can just still keep this board at the moment. Yeah, I also saw a comment in the chat about exerting ink and like reading it at the end of your turn. I actually do this.
Can someone confirm that it's true? Both of the players who are chosen for the stream have a birthday? Is it possible?
Is it possible? Yeah, really?
Or because I think there is truth behind Tamas'
Yeah,
birthday.
I know that someone
but-
has a birthday.
But can you
Cubo.
please confirm GS65 is Jakob's birthday too? Can you please confirm?
Yeah, is that a joke or is it like true and it's like an enormous coincidence like this? Because yeah. Whoa, really? Yeah, indeed.
It is. Wow!
Wow. Yeah. Oh my God, we didn't
Well.
know. Yeah, like happy birthday to both of them.
Yeah,
In this case.
I've got a terrible taste for singing, but I guess you can sing the guys the happy birthday song, no?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear players. Happy birthday to you.
Wow, thank you.
May your sharks always come. May your sharks always come. Yeah, I feel sorry for the Blurple player because I also need to sing something for
Yeah,
him.
yeah, you should sing something about big Elsa's right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
I remember that Let It Go, but I don't know if there are any other Elsa songs.
see, that's what you did.
Let your elders be there. Let your elders be there. Let your elders be there. And exert all these shocks. Okay, yeah, that's just an enormous coincidence. I want to hear how Bella sing the H in German, please.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Sorry, handsome technician guy, I won't do that.
Yeah, Bella is just like, you know, some cards that cannot sing. I think
Exactly.
there is a meme from Rapunzel who cannot sing.
Exactly. And just because of me being this, you also missed the sing together effects.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tamas' board is like evolved. It seems quite good. The shark, as I think, is just put to the ink, so I think it's high time for a prep, if you ask me. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, there are the words of this song.
Now,
Yeah,
Jakob.
in the chat.
now Jakob is saying happy birthday to Tamas with the B prep.
Yeah, like happy birthday, goodbye the board, bye bye.
Yeah, but I think Tamas has also some. Yeah, Tamas has also some birthday gifts for him. So.
Yeah, definitely a Donald and a G. So that's like a little newborn. I don't know if it will get the prep to or not. We'll see. Prep worthy.
I think.
Well, there is also Hades. You can actually just ink a genie or ink a Donald without the need to be prepped. I wonder how many cards Tamas has in his hand.
That's a really good question.
I think, yeah.
We were really busy with singing happy birthday songs and
Indeed,
we don't know that. Oh, here comes the Sharky boy.
Yeah. And how far I'll go. All right, so what do you want to find?
Not
with this
Tipo.
offer? No, not Tipo. No, Tipo.
Definitely not
Tipo.
people.
Tipo is not welcome. Yeah, definitely not the turn like whatever, 9, 10, 11, 12. You only want to see him turn 2 and that's
And that's it.
That's it. It's just his prime and then he's like expired.
And poor boy, even on turn 2, he's a plan B, to be honest.
Yeah. 69 cards in hand.
Okay.
For Charlie.
Apparently, for some guys, we are a really good Saturday night entertainment. They are bringing the best forms of humor for us in the chat. So.
All right. So, Moe Shark, is here.
It's
How
just-
far I'll go?
Yeah.
Half costed?
Yeah, because Tamas has all the money in the world right now.
Yeah,
So
of course. He can definitely afford to pay for this. How far I'll go? Can we organize some cheaper charity to Bella? Yeah, probably I should give him some cheapos. Like, what is your birthday, Bella?
it's 13th of July.
13th of July. Yeah, I should probably send you some cheapos by post.
Cool.
Cheapo plus crab is a plan. Well, okay. Meanwhile, we have a Magda Manor on the board for Jakob. And I don't know if Tamas has a Cusco, like the only Cusco.
Or the Donald Duck just have chosen as a happy birthday gift to put it right into the ink.
Yeah, that's still a secret. I mean, this card
We will
that
never
was
know.
inked by Donald, we don't know about it. Tamas doesn't know about it either.
Nobody knows about
Nobody
it.
knows.
And we don't talk about it. We don't talk about the duck.
Yeah, okay. Then you were, no!
It's
not
there!
Cusco!
It is there, ladies and gentlemen. It is there. The one of Cusco is making its way.
Yeah. Oh
What
my
happened to
God.
the Cusco?
I think Meme Snake happened to the
Ah,
Cusco.
okay. Okay.
Oh wow, yeah. we would like to remind you that there is only one copy of this cookbook.
I mean, one is enough, if you ask Tamas. Like, it was perfectly timed, so no worries.
It was perfectly timed. It was just greatly timed, indeed.
So, we can have the time to guess which one of did the duck put into the ink then? Was it one jump ahead?
Rafiki, probably.
No, that's not a one-off. One jump ahead is a one-off.
Yeah, but probably it was a Rafiki. Okay.
Big Elsa
here
is
comes
entering the
Elsa.
stage. And we can instantly see the answer in Jakob's hand in form of Hades. This is the battle of the giants.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, the chat is singing your new song you just invented. Great. Nice job, Bella. Nice job, Bella. So, two Hadeses. Both Hadeses are in Jacob's hand. And so this Elsa will most probably get inked.
Probably, yes.
Yeah,
But I mean, right now, if we think about that moving spot of some random Hades appears, some random Elsa disappears, the grandmas are the same, but we can clearly see that there is a 10 lore difference between the two players.
Yeah, exactly. But the shark is here once again.
Yeah, because of your
making
song.
the things more difficult than they used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many inks the players have combined? Like
Yeah.
40?
40, yes, like we can build a deck out of this.
Yeah, cool. A chaos seal deck.
Yeah, a case sealed deck, of course, with 3 colors. Okay, the second Hades is here.
Oh, wow!
And the elves is here once again. It's such an intense battle, really. It's such a great game to spectate. It's such a great game to comment. Like, all this powerful stuff is coming.
And the duck has put the other one off, probably.
Yeah,
into the
probably. Yeah, one jump ahead.
Maybe one jump ahead is right now there.
One jump ahead is also such an uncommon card to meet nowadays.
Yeah.
It's out of the meta, like, completely.
Yeah, I mean, this is the same exact reason probably Tamas is only using one.
Yeah,
like, we shouldn't go over limit.
Yeah, it's just the plan C, like your plan A is sail, your plan B is probably cheaper, and your plan C is one jump ahead.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Just right from the past, I took my time machine and I brought one jump ahead with me. Yeah, such an interesting game indeed. Like, and what I love about this, that there are like 2 control decks at this point, and they have this like powerful creatures, and they're playing their powerful characters just one right after another, and we see all this like the gameplay is so rich, and like the level is also high, and it's so cool.
But I mean, also there is a world where Charlie Tamas slowly just wants to finish what he started, like digging for some foxes, just quest with the duck, return the duck, play the duck again. And it's not close yet, but things can go.
Yeah,
and
but I
arrive
think
there.
probably he's afraid of some potential pirates' lives incoming, because like this,
Yeah.
you will get like you will lose the advantage you gain with lore, and you will not have the advantage of the board. So probably that's why it's actually risky for Tamas to just quest, even if you bounce back, because a pirate's life will be very, very
we
punishing.
can see the quest. That means probably yes, exactly.
It's here, yeah.
Exactly.
Here,
and something went to the ink again.
The third secret card. So yeah. Is Tamas at 13? Or maybe he has more?
Wow!
Ah, 2 bells
That's
over
what you
there.
get for a birthday present.
Yeah, 2 bells for special prices. You pay 0.
And Tamas at the point is presenting Little on board.
Yeah, indeed. 15, yeah. Wow. And I don't see. Yeah,
It's over.
Yeah,
It's over.
Wow.
What a beautiful
what
play.
a beautiful play. What a great game we have just witnessed. It was amazing. I think these 2 color combinations are just great to watch on the.
Yeah, and it's probably all because of your song. Have you thought
Yeah,
about it?
they found, yeah, my birthday wishes came true because they found all their sharks and elves and stuff. And now
Yeah,
it's
you're
1-1.
right. You're
The
right.
score is 1-1, so that will be the decisive match between these 2 great players. And yeah, it's just amazing.
I'm really happy that we can see another of this because
Because it's just great. Good job, Tamas.
and I bet so the second was completely different game than from the first.
Yeah,
and I
it's
bet that we can get a third version also maybe.
Yeah, just
like,
probably again, something different again. Where are you from? If the question is for us, I'm from Belgium, so I live in the French part of Belgium. And as for Bella, he lives in Austria, but he comes from Hungary. All right. And talking about the 2 players, I don't know, I can probably say that they're from something like Czech Republic. I don't know where the players are from.
Tamas is from Hungary.
Tamas is from Hungary. Ah, yeah. That's why you know how to pronounce his name. Because
Yes.
for me, it's just if I read it in English, it's like Tamas, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Tamas.
It's the same like Hades. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a fair advantage of pronouncing Hungarian names.
Yeah, indeed. Of course you do. You do. He probably tested his deck with the best players, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it is very much possible. So yeah, and the last game, the decisive one, and so we have Jakob on the play, I think this time, and yeah, I think that even during the game 2, it could have changed the things.
Well,
if Jakob was on the play.
I mean, the opening hand has the perfect tools for Jakob. He also has Popsicle, he has the Grandma after a ramp, and he only decides to put aside the Goofies because and I don't know, two other cards it was not clear, but yeah, the Goofy is not really important.
Yeah, I think in this matchup, well, Goofy can sometimes win you games.
Yeah.
I think it's something like a pirate's life, a little different. So
Yeah.
maybe it still can be a good finisher
Yeah,
for a
of
red
course,
player.
but
You don't want them at the
in turn
beginning.
3.
In the beginning, yeah, you want them later in the game. So I see Tipo at Pirate's Life has just been inked.
And yeah,
A Fox. This is
this is
I
painful.
don't know. It's painful.
This
to
is
ink
painful
the
to
fox
see.
because there are only 2 foxes in the deck, only 4 bounce cards in the deck, and from what we have just seen, having your bounce cards is incredibly important in this matchup.
Yeah. And I think both players have the best starts they can possibly get.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right. I guess Tamas is the same guy who won probably the national championship in Hungary of a vampire card game. Yeah, it could very well be true because it's a great player and he's playing also a great deck, which is not exactly like top meta deck, but it is still very strong if played correctly. That's why we see Tamas in TopCut.
Tamas was actually running, I think, 3rd place or maybe 4th place on the last Enchanted tour.
Yeah,
And
I'm not surprised.
yeah,
All right, so Bell quest for one, and here is where we start from. And I think that's, Goofy is just being inked, and then we play Grammatella. I don't know if Jacob wants to play how far I'll go here.
Probably
I
yes.
think probably yes, but the question I had is in my head was like, do you want to sing how far I'll go firstly? And that's probably what I would have done, because you don't spend any ink on this.
Yeah.
And that leaves you with more possibilities. I mean, if you play Grammatella, you are almost out of ink. And if you want to play something else, it will not be very much possible. And like, I would have sung the song firstly.
I don't know if I have seen it correctly, but I think for how far I go, a B prep has chosen to be put on the ink. So one is in the hand, one is in the ink already. So we cannot really say that it's gonna be the game of the B preps.
No. Well, he still has 3 of them to use, so that's why maybe he inked one, because he still knows that as he's running 4 copies of this card and he already has one in his hand, like it's okay to ink one. All right, so
Guess
Jane
who's in the
Bell.
ink?
Yeah, he put the big prep. Okay, thank you.
Guess
thank you
who's
for
in the
precising.
ink?
Yeah?
It's Tipo.
Tipo is inked. What a surprise!
Wow.
I would never ink a Tipo. Why? It's such a cute little boy. Of course I would. Everybody would ink. Everybody would ink this guy. All right, so.
Tamas is singing Friends,
Yeah,
and then
I
pass
think
his
the
turn.
second Friends. All right.
Yeah.
And
Here comes trouble.
Maui Shark comes, and
Here
then
comes
we
trouble.
play, how far I'll go. And here I completely understand why you play Maui Shark first, because you want this one.
One is a Pirate's Life. That Pirate's Life or Sisu is going to the inkwell. We couldn't see. Okay. We will find it out.
Yeah.
It was the Pirate's
It
Life.
was the Pirate's Life.
-1 Pirate's Life from the
-2, I
start.
think, because I think that he has already
Yeah, in
inked.
turn one.
In
In turn
turn
one.
one, yeah. I
So-
think that Jacob inked his Pirate's Life in this. So -2 Pirate's Life. Okay, develop your brain
And the
one-
lures are just keep coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What language is this in the chat?
It's Hungarian.
It's Hungarian, okay. I don't know how it is, like, how we read this. Van győzelem?
Van győzelem, it means there is victory.
Van győzelem, okay.
But I don't really get the pretedorod. What's that?
Probably there is a typo or something like this.
Yeah, probably.
Pretedorod. No, I have no idea. I speak 0 Hungarian, unfortunately.
Charlie has found the Hades, and apparently Rafiki is not for this matchup, as it looks
No,
like.
Rafik is definitely not for this matchup, indeed. And so, Maui Shark inked, I think it complicates the things for the red-blue player. And it's true that we are again seeing quite a different game. I mean, the third one is different from the second 2, right?
Yeah.
Because the shark just got inked immediately.
Exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
something we didn't see during these 2 first games. So
We could never heard a song about Hades.
a song about Hades?
Yeah, you had your song about the shark, you had your song about Elsa, no song for Hades.
If you know some songs for Hades, feel free to sing them or just tell me. I will be happy to sing them for you. Okay, like, I really like the art, by the way. I think he's just like sassy
Yeah.
haters.
It's actually many people's favorite art, I think. That
Yeah,
Hades.
yeah, indeed. Yeah, it has a lot of like, yeah, this like class. Alva, the Alva
Wow.
is here. Wow, and Sisu is excited. So 3-3, talking about the lower points, and what do we have? We have a Moe. Do we have a Moe Hero 2-0?
Yes.
Actually, we didn't see a lot of this card.
But now we got it in the hand
Yeah.
of Jakob. And
And you can trade these haters in an efficient
Yeah.
way. Yeah, and that's what he decides to do. Haters is down, and that's actually important because it means that if Tamas happens to find a bounce card,
Yeah.
it will be impossible to bounce
Yeah.
these haters back, of course. And yeah, he still will be able to bounce the Alza, but it can probably be a bit too slow because I think
Yeah.
like just inking this Sisu would probably have been a good play.
I mean, technically, we can
Or you just
see.
keep this, yeah, for the future
Technically, we can see a shift as and a bounce because only one fox is out.
mode. Yeah, I think indeed. But I don't know. Maybe you like you banish the Sisu and then you bounce the Elsa back probably. if you
Yeah,
have a
of course,
bounce
but
boss.
it's like, I mean, it's not a bad call to like tap the grandma and the Maui also
Yeah.
by just shifting the Elsa under the 5 damage and then get it back.
Yeah, but
There is a word.
for this you need the bounce card, and I'm not sure
Yeah.
that he has one.
He has 3. We don't exactly know where are
What they
they
are,
at the
okay.
moment, but
How many cards does Tamas have?
we don't know
in his
anything
hand?
about the hand size, I guess, because it's out of the
It's
screen.
yeah, it's hidden completely indeed. Okay, here comes the
But
second Elsa.
not shifted. Apparently, that means probably there is no bouncy.
There is probably
bouncy.
no bounce indeed, and I think if Jakob, yeah, I think he still has his be prepped, so probably that's what will be played.
Exactly, and I think in most of the worlds you're obliged to do that probably because you
wanna
have
get
the
through.
manors.
Yeah, I think it's the best possible
And-
play here.
And I mean, Tamas going by 6x6 with the lowers is just not something you can allow him to do. No!
Oh, wow, I wonder why, because, yeah, Tomato is here.
Okay.
That could be pretty much dangerous, because
Ink.
if the Elsa is bounced
Goofy?
back...
Okay,
Goofy, yeah,
Goofy-
we're getting rid
yeah,
of
makes
one
sense,
Elsa.
okay.
Makes sense indeed. Okay, well, yeah, I think probably he wants to keep his board. I mean, Jakob wants to keep his Maui.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was a nice play too, indeed. I did not see the Goofy immediately, so that's why I didn't think about this play. Like, playing B prep was the most obvious play here, but, well, it was, I like seeing the hand of Jakob, I agree that what he did was better in this situation.
Yeah, because we did not see the
Yeah, we
Goofy.
didn't see. I sometimes just have a glance
Yeah.
on their hands, yeah, but not more than this. So that's why sometimes it's difficult to predict the play when you lack some data.
Yeah, and Tamas is digging for the bounce tools. I guess after today, he might want to add more bounce
some more
tools.
bounce cards, yeah, to his blue purple. But it's always difficult to say what deck build is like good, what is optimal, because it is probably not so good against red blue, but it's
There is the one of Cusco making his way again.
Wow, yeah, here we go. Yeah, I was saying that like these Rafikis can be really good against some other decks, and when you are building your deck, you need it to be good like against more or less all other decks, like
Yeah.
at least all the meta decks you can face.
Yeah.
Because if you build your deck around like some particular deck and you face something else, it will just be too bad. You can actually follow
Here is
this
Rafiki.
strategy. Yeah, here is
Here is
Rafiki.
Rafiki.
Rafiki is here.
I think it's just Tamas saying, okay, this is a monkey. I can still keep into that P-prep. Let's make this happen,
Yeah,
and then
probably.
continue our game. And maybe Jakob says no to this offer also.
Yeah, we'll see it very, very soon indeed. Okay, so that's very cool. Like, this game is a game completely different from the first two games, and that's why I really love it. I really love seeing it. So it's like, I think it's one of the most intense games that we've had, like, today.
Today, yeah. And I think slowly we can announce also that it is good for the players that, again, speaking, the TopCut rounds are untimed.
Yeah.
Probably
of course.
Probably we passed by the 45 minutes that was granted for the Swiss.
Yeah, but even if we had some time limits, it would not have been 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it would have been 70.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying it as a.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I think it's nice that the players can allow themselves to think more, to take their time, because that's what increases the level of. That's what increases their skill, because when you have time to think, when you don't have to be concerned about the timer, you can play better. You simply play better.
Yeah, and of course, if we can remember the times where the best of threes were timed, also we could remember like 50 minutes, was it? Or 55?
Yeah, I think it's 55 for set champs or something like this. It's 55.
But we also surpassed that, I think, with this.
Yeah, I'm pretty much sure. But I think for the DLCs, it was 70 probably.
Yeah, and then after a while in the TopCut, it is also untimed.
Maybe top 8 or something like this, because top 64 was definitely timed. All right. So we have a genie and a Donald, and I think a Donald will be inked. No, a genie will be inked, of course. Yeah, sorry, because he's evasive and it's more difficult to take him down further. Okay. What cards? Big Prep, mention.
Yeah, and what's the third?
Is it Bobsicle? No, I don't think it's a Bobsicle. I think it's something else. DLCs were also 55, but always 20 minutes overtime.
I'm pretty sure that after a while it's untimed.
The TopCut, I think it's still... The TopCut, I mean, I think it was 70. I don't think it was 55.
Yeah, but I think DLCs were never best of 3 during Swiss.
No. I'm only talking about...
Yeah, I'm replying to the chat.
Yeah. Indeed.
If I recall, Atlanta and Lille, they were already best of 2s in the Swiss.
Yeah. Lille was definitely best of 2, and Bochum and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a hot topic for players. I mean, there are lots of people who hate the best of 2 format I meant in Swiss. Yeah, I think it was 50 or 55 or 45. I don't remember exactly, to be honest. Probably it was 50. I think for the best of 2, I don't think you have 55. Usually less.
Yeah, I'm just making this comparison because it's not fair to give a comparison to 45 minutes since they are doing the third game already. So that was the comparison.
Okay, so let's come back to the game, and 2 Tamas on the board, ready to quest.
You know that you are desperate when T-pos are making your army, right?
Yeah, that's a bit true. But also, I think maybe it's a bait for the big prep again, because You
Yeah.
cannot wait any longer. You
Yeah.
have to take this war
Yeah.
down, because even though typos seem to be unoffensive, it's still like they still quest.
Yeah.
Every turn it's +2, +2, and here
Wow.
comes the Elsa and the
And
second
the
Elsa.
Elsa.
Why? Yeah, and there is no other big prep in Jacob's hand. I think he inked one with T4 or with how far I'll go with whatever.
Yeah, but
Okay,
it's-
how far I'll go, hot costed, and we have
a
a
shark.
shark and another mention. So, what will he choose here? I think a shark.
probably, yeah.
I think a shark, because a mention, it's just still too easy to take down. Even though I think he knows that Tamas is not running any crabs in his deck.
Yeah, and I mean,
Oh, I hate listening to
Wow.
this. Yeah.
wow. What a game,
What a game! But the manner is still there, still
Yeah.
questing, still alive. How many damage? Oh no, he didn't take the Maui. Oh my God! He got the
Yes,
beat back.
it's over.
That's insane! That's insane! That's insane! So just wow! Final speakers.
Maybe we are finding the Fuchs or something.
I think
No,
it's
no.
yeah, it's over. It's over. What a game! What an intense game. So I think we probably I don't know if we have time to talk to any of these two players.
Maybe you do an interview with Jakob.
Then
Do
we
you
will
want to
have
make
the
an
time.
interview?
I think you should do it.
Yeah, if you as
Because
you, wish, as
you were
prefer.
singing the guys a happy birthday song, so you should be awarded by.
All right. I can do this. So how do you feel about this game?
It was pretty crazy. I was just the king of the clash. It's like respectable.
I have your other one.
Can you hear me?
It was just turned off. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
okay.
The
It's
chat.
okay.
They just heard me. They just heard my question. So could you please repeat your answer? Like, let's start with Hades. That's
I mean,
fine.
it's
Why Hades?
yes. I got inspired by DKP. He's like a really amazing player, and he created this deck list. And also, Hades is really good into like all sort of mid-range decks.
Yeah.
So it's like even if opponent like against blue purple, even if opponent Hades is my shark, let's say for example, I can still Hades. He's Hades. So it's like
Yeah.
really. It's more like a comeback tool.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for this insight. And let's just repeat some stuff. Like, what do you like about this deck?
Yes, most likely it's consistency, because even if most crucial things in this deck is to get ramp on 2. So that's like I think 1 or 2 games I mulligan 7 cards again,
Yeah.
because the ramp on 2 is really needed for that, and it's really consistent, and it can manage to win against like any other decks.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, and good luck further.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, here we are. Yeah, we are back.
We are back. We're so back. Top 8 round.
Yeah, and here we go. We will again see a very curious mirror. So we'll see the green-purple discard mirror.
We have Martin on the one side.
Yeah.
And Colin on the other side. And quick note, Colin is the son of Alex, the organizer from the Enchanted Tour.
Yeah, I think the organizer is very proud of his son because the level is high. There are so many people who are like the real competitors who were well placed at different DLCs, like Golden Mickey winners and stuff. And it's like so cool.
And I play on a regular basis against Colin, and even at his young age, it's incredible. He's such a good player. He always makes the right decisions, and
yeah. So how old is he?
I think he's 17.
Yeah.
I think he's 17. Yeah.
It's great. It's great that he has this nice level at Lacona. All right. So
what can we expect from another green-purple mirror? It's like who finds his Diablo shift line first?
It's either this or also who will be able to like create a board. You can also go rush. You can like create a board and you can quest faster than the other one. It also, I think, it depends on what you draw in the game. It's like very dependent. So it's a tough matchup to play, definitely. So I think it's also important probably to start in this game. Do you know who is higher seed?
I think Colin is higher seed because
Okay.
Martin was 16th place after Swiss round, so he just made the top cut.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so yeah, I think if you have this Diablo shift line, it's probably important to start. Also, I guess your gameplay plan changes, like depending on whether you are on the play or on the draw. And it's also very important to have a Peter Pan as an answer to this Diablo. I also want to check the number of the card named Hidden Cove in the decks. So we have 3 Hidden Coves for Colin.
And I see no Hidden Cove on Martin's side.
No,
but he runs 2 copies of Library.
Yeah, that's quite. Yeah, I guess that actually Martin's deck is a bit different. It's still some kind of a discard too, but the versions are pretty much different because I see Prince John in Colin's deck, but I don't see it in Martin's deck.
No, he doesn't run
So
Prince
it's
John.
like less discard and more of this like library value. And also why Hidden Cove is important in this matchup, because you can like put your Diablo into the cove and then like the other player cannot take it down with a genie or with a Peter Pan. By the way, talking about Peter Pans, yeah, 3 for Martin and 2 Peter Pans for Colin. This card, yeah, could be pretty much important as a response for Diablo.
And what's also interesting is Martin is running 2 Bell, Accomplished Mystic.
Yeah,
like to move damage.
To move damage, indeed. Yeah, that's an interesting choice. I think that Colin is running more of a classic, like discard green-purple deck, while Martin has like his Owen, he made some modification. We also have 1 improvise, and it's useful when you want to get rid of Yagos, because you can target a Yago and then it disappears.
What Martin is running the full evasive package with 4 genies, 4 Yagos,
4 Elzas, of
4
course.
Elzas. So
yeah. So
if it comes to an air fight, like an evasive fight, maybe Martin has the edge, but we will see. Colin already established a Prince John at Diablo shift.
Yeah, it's pretty strong, I think. Martin really needs to, and he has this answer, yeah, and this is very strong. This is very strong because you still have your character left on the board. Your Peter Pan is still here. The Diablo is gone, and at the moment, Martin has the board control.
And what Peter Pan Shadowfinder does, he gives all other evasive characters coming into play rush.
Yeah,
so they can
so
immediately
that can-
attack. So a Iago becomes a rush character.
Yeah, and it could be very strong depending on the board state.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, and here's the-
Peter Pan that takes down the other Peter Pan. That's great. That's, I mean, like, that's a great game to watch. I
Exactly.
love when it is like this, when it's not one-sided.
Yeah, when it goes back and forth and
Yeah, so the Ursula is signed, I guess, by the
and
artist.
here we see the Iago.
Yeah, and here we see the Iago and Colin. I don't think he's playing
has only two Iagos.
any improvisers.
No,
Yeah. He has two Iagos too, but
But
no
no
improvisers.
improvise, no.
Yeah, to take it down. But only one improvise for Martin, and sometimes, well, most of the time, if you only have one copy of a card, it's like you're not very likely to fight it easily. Okay, friends on the other side
and
plus
another
a Iago,
Iago.
the second one.
So he could actually sing Friends on the Other Side with the Iago on board already, establish another one, maybe.
Yeah, I think probably that will be the best play.
But it's still Colin's
But
turn.
it's still Colin's turn, of course, so... I don't know exactly what Colin wants to do here. We saw that there is like no Diablo, but it can be drawn with friends on the other side, potentially.
Martin is probably drawing 3 cards now, 1 for turn and 2 for friends on the other side. So there might come a Diablo, yeah.
Yeah, friends on the other side, and the 2 new cards. Is there a Diablo and an action card? Even though I think
there comes another
Iago. I
second
think
Iago.
actually in this case you don't want to play your Shift Diablo even if you have one because
Because
Peter
being
Pan is
Shadowfinder,
still here, yeah. So it
So
will
you don't
just
get
be-
much value from...
No, exactly.
And Colin doesn't want to trade into the small Diablo, losing his Peter Pan Shadowfinder,
Yeah.
or exerting Peter Pan Shadowfinder for singing or like doing anything else. Like,
I think these 2 Iagos are just perfect in this situation because these are huge bodies. They can attack, they can trade, they can quest, they can do whatever they want because they cannot be targeted by like
no, it will be
any,
actually
by Bruno, but it's like it's a removal anyway.
yeah, but it will be very hard for Colin to get rid of the Iagos because
Yeah,
even
yeah.
with a grab, even with Cricky, Peter Pan Shadowfinder, all his evasive creatures have only 5 strength.
Yeah,
And
it
Iago
is.
has 6 health, so it's very hard to get ahead.
Yeah, Iago is a great card in this mirror. Like, it's very bad against Still Song, but it's inkable, so that's not a big deal. That's why you can afford playing it. Okay, so a genie for Colin. I wonder what Colin wants to see, what he wants to draw in this situation, because I think you really still want to get rid of these Iagos, but he has a Prince John on the board, so probably he wants to discard his opponent and draw even more cards that way. I'm searching for potential win conditions, so I think that I don't know if Martin yet he has a genie
as well, yeah.
So I mean, like if one of 2 players runs short on cards, it can also have a very big impact on the game. But at the moment, Martin has a lot of cards in his hand, and he draws even more cards.
Sings another friends on the other side.
On the other
and he now has
side.
5 hand cards, which is really strong against the discard deck, actually.
Martin definitely has too many friends on the other side.
Anti-quest for 3, goes up to 9 lore.
Yeah.
And
the Iagos of the year.
Since the deck of Colin or this color combination has no way of draining lore, we're going up. And with the board of Martin, he has already established like 5 characters on board.
Yeah, that's
He will
that's a difficult board
easily
to
like
remove.
get 2-3 lore each turn and slowly making
Yeah,
his way up to 20.
Yeah, that's a really difficult board to remove. Okay, so hard-costed We don't talk about Bruno, and I think they are figuring it out whether you destroy the card or discard the card. And I think the answer is the same as for Mother Knows Best. You do not. You do not destroy the card, but you discard it. The vanish effect applies after the effect of Bruno. Yeah, that's it.
So Martin had to discard Bruno himself.
Bruno, yeah. Yeah, that's a mirror match. So we see a lot of same cards. We see 2 genies on the board. We see 2 Brunos in their discard piles. So yeah, we have already seen 2 Peter Pans.
Colin is calculating.
Yeah, I think
because at some point he needs to start questing.
He needs to start questing, but also I don't know if it's okay for him to quest, because I have a feeling that if he just quests, the trades would be would have too much value, because when you quest with Genie, it will just be removed with Yago. So that's why I think he doesn't want to quest here. He trades
into the
because
small
otherwise these characters are just easy targets, because Yago is also evasive, and so the Genie will be taken down almost for free. Yeah. Yeah, the board is very menacing, very threatening. I mean, Martin's board, considering the fact that we know that there is still this Yago in his hand. So he can basically...
I think he will take out the Genie here,
yeah. Exactly. I think that's the best possible play here, because it's just, I don't see any single reason, why don't you do this? Yeah, of course. And I guess Martin doesn't see it either.
And there comes the next...
The Yago comeback, yeah.
And he quests for 3, that's what I was thinking. Oh no, he's taking back the quest with Ursula.
Yeah, so he doesn't quest with Ursula.
But he goes up to 11, and that's what I said before. He's questing for 2 or 3 lore each turn, and making his way up to 20. And at some point, Colin needs to handle his board or starts questing.
I think it's just impossible to quest here for Colin, because he's only at 2, and I don't see how he can quest safely, because if he quests, he will just lose all his board, and that's his problem here. So there is a Genie and Elsa. Yeah, the Elsa, and I guess probably the Genie will be taken down. Yeah, okay.
I think he will sacrifice his Peter Pan Shadowfinder, and they both go into the Genie.
Yeah, even though it's actually a pity to sacrifice this Peter Pan. Why? Because potentially Colin can find his own Yagos, and it will be easier to trade. Okay, so 1 Yago is out of the game. But same for Peter Pan.
And the Elsa has 4 damage now. There comes another Genie, wow.
Yeah, the evasive game, and Martin really has so many evasive cards that he drew.
I think he will take out the Elsa with Yago now, quest for 3
I think
again.
That's a play.
Keeps Colin's board in check, and
Yeah, I think just probably Martin has better draw here in this game, because Yago's they're winning the game. I mean,
it's so hard to handle for
and you need your own Yagos for this at least. You handle the Genies and then you switch to the Yagos, but it's
Colin would need the Cove to boost up his characters, and then maybe add a crab to add even more strength. Then you can get rid of the Genies, the Yagos, but I think it's too late.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's too late for Colin here to start controlling with a crab or something, considering also the fact that you need ink for this. Yeah. There are also 2 Crickeys in Colin's deck, but I don't think that it would have been enough to take down all this big board.
All the Yagos,
Yeah, that was a fast first game, so we will have the second one. Colin still starts because it's best of 3, it's no longer best of 2. I remind you that there is no time limit for the TopCut here.
So they don't need to hurry, actually.
But yeah, they don't need to hurry up. But I think that it's not the slowest deck possible, even though I did see some matches where when it lasted, like this Miro can also last. I just think that in this case, Martin had better draw, better cut draw. These Jagos. He also plays, does he play 4 Jagos in his deck?
The Martin plays 4 Jagos,
4
and Colin only
Jagos
plays
against
2, and
2
he
Jagos. So actually,
didn't draw a
yeah.
single one in the game. So
Yeah, but of course, if you run 4 copies of a card, you are way more likely to fight this card.
oh, but now we see a Jago in Colin's starting hand before the
Yeah.
mulligan. I think he will keep that one now.
I don't know actually, because it's still not the card that you want to have at the very, very beginning. You need your starting line, so I don't know.
Oh.
Did he keep it?
I think he kept. Yeah, he drew
Okay.
into Genie.
To
side.
Genie. Oh, the problem is, if you keep this Jago, you will most
will
likely
have
be
to ink
forced
it.
to ink it, yes. And I want to say that in Locata, there is a phenomenon called false inkable cards, let's call them so. These are the cards that you can ink, but you
don't
really
want to.
don't want to ink them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, for example, a Still Song deck can break, because yes, you can have some inkables, but you don't want to ink your Smee, for example,
Or you don't
and
want
to
to ink the
stay
Ariel,
yeah,
yeah.
turn 2. You don't want to ink your Ariel. Yes, it is inkable, but you don't want to ink it to play your 3 Zeus or your 3 whole new worlds that you have in your hand. So the same with Jago. I can't say that he wants to ink
I
it.
think I saw a third Genie in Colin's starting hand. He kept one. No.
Okay, yeah, Jago goes to the
Jago
ink
goes to the ink and-
immediately. That's why,
And
yeah.
Martin knows Colin's deck list, and he knows he has only 2
Only 2
Jagos
Jagos,
in
yes,
the deck,
indeed.
and there's one already
One
gone.
left. Okay,
Oh,
so
oh my God.
3 Genies. Oh
Oof,
my God,
oof.
that hurts. That hurts.
That's 4 uninkable cards in hand
out
for
of
Colin.
5. Oh my God, yeah.
So he,
Was it a sudden
he
chill?
kept the Prince John, he kept the Genie
Yeah,
before the mulligan,
yeah, indeed.
and drew into 2 more Genies.
Yeah,
That's devastating.
yeah,
Now he has
that's,
to ink
that's devastating.
his
yeah.
only inkable card, the Ursula.
Yeah, and you don't even want to ink Ursula, but you have to. You're forced to ink it because you have to continue the game.
Even if you're on the play, that's not the hand you want to see.
No. Oh my God! Oh, that's so
Yeah.
painful. He needs a Peter Pan. He is desperately needs a Peter Pan just to be able to do something.
I don't know if there's an inkable card in hand.
I think he has. I think
yeah,
there was one.
He drew off Diablo. He drew for turn. Yeah, he had,
Yeah. I think
There's
is
the
an
Prince
inkable,
John.
but yeah.
I think for this deck, 4 ink is necessary to play all the cards.
You need 5 actually, because there is also Cricket,
Ah,
Lucky
yeah.
Cricket, yeah, with the cost of 5. Oh my God!
But hopefully-
Martin has the card.
Yeah.
Colin needed Peter Pan.
And if Martin can establish a Jago next turn, then I don't know what.
Yeah, it will be
What
very,
Colin's
very
answer could
difficult
be.
for Colin to come back from such a difficult position. So he draws, and yeah, it's not a Peter Pan, but it's a Jago who can also take down the evasives. So yeah, probably that can help Colin a bit. Let's hope for him.
Thinks France on the
Think
other,
friends on
drawing
the
even
other
more
side.
cards.
Yeah.
The discard part of Colin's deck doesn't really pay off much.
No, I think it's true that it's harsh, but it's also about the draw. I mean, it's not only about the deck itself, the deck composition itself, but also about the fact that he had 3 genies. in his
Martin didn't drew off Diablo,
yeah.
at the start of the turn. He missed the trigger,
Yep, I think he did miss the
but
trigger.
he drew off Genie now.
Yeah. I don't play Diablo. I think I just always miss the trigger. I was not made for this deck, so I definitely can understand Martin.
Hi, Johnny.
Yeah.
I think Johnny is the one player I mentioned in my last video. He had played a purple steel Haufen deck.
Yeah.
With like
yeah,
30 different cards.
All right. Yeah, I think it's fun when you play like with different rules during set champs, during the repetitive series of tournaments.
At the end of a season, at the end of a set, I also try like fun decks and decks I never play. This looks tough for Colin.
Yeah, here it
Martin
comes.
has like 7 or 8 hand cards.
Yeah, that's really tough.
And drawing
oh my
even
God,
more cards.
Again, the friends on the other side. Oh my God, Martin has so many cards.
And he has 2 Yagos in hand, now getting information.
You
from
cannot
the
discard your opponent if they have like 30 cards in their hand. Wow. Yeah, 2 crabs, they might be useful.
They might be useful,
but there are too many threats.
I mean, he could play crab and go genie into genie, maybe.
Yeah, but the Yago
is waiting. He's waiting
and it's so powerful here. I think also the version still. I think you're right that probably it's still more powerful in this matchup. Just your advantage, like you have this advantage while playing this like value play card draw. Green purple. I don't know what to call this version. Yeah, so it's not very common to see it.
Now he's the
crab is
and
coming.
He goes genie into Elsa.
Into Elsa,
okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
the Elsa is down, yeah. But the Yago is still here.
The Yago is
Genie
here.
is still here, and also Peter Pan is here. And if there is a second Yago, it will be just like a nightmare for Colin.
And there is the
second
Yago.
No, I didn't want this to happen. I want to see the third game, please.
He's using Peter Pan's ability, giving Yago rush, taking out the genie, and now he has the other Yago for questing or singing, and he just quests for.
That was an incredibly strong play. That was an incredibly
Goes up
strong
to
play
7.
for Martin.
And we are again at this point. Martin is gaining lore every turn, couple lore, and slowly building up to 20. Colin has to control the board here, but I don't see how.
Yeah, it's just like he needs a big prep, but it's not the same. It's not that deck. So yeah, it's just insanely difficult. I think you still can do something with the crabs.
He has another crab in hand,
but
so he could boost up his genie again, but then he has to trade
point
into...
is, that it's not that useful because the genie can take the genie down already.
There's Bruno.
Yeah, that's
Bruno. One thing he can do.
Yeah, indeed. And so he will draw a card because of Prince John's power. Okay. Hypnotize is taken down. Trigger.
Prince
and
John.
I think probably, trading, and I think he will trade
into
the
the
genie
genie.
to... considering also there is a Bell accomplished mystic in Martin's stack, I think.
So he could like move the damage from
Yago
onto genie.
From Yago into genie, yeah. I think you need to trade like this genie till you can do it.
There was actually a pretty good cleanup from Colin here.
Yeah. So it's not that bad now. Colin managed to deal with the board by using this Bruno discard card. But the problem is that Martin still has a lot of cards in his hand.
There's another
Yago. He had all of them. Oh my god.
And with the other Yago, he could easily take out the crab, not even sacrificing his Yago.
Yeah, and
Wow.
yeah, it's just too strong. I mean, these Jagos are just like
There's another friend. I think it was a third friend on the other side we saw in this game for Martin.
Yeah, it's just an MVP card in this
And he
in
just
this
quests with
matchup.
Iago
Yeah.
because Colin can't touch it. Diablo, the dual link Diablo he has on board only is a 3-2 challenger.
He can use a Madam Meme Fox to bring the crab back. I'm not saying that he has the fox. I am just talking about some potential plays.
He's singing friends
Singing,
with
yeah.
the crab.
I think he's hoping to
to
find his
find a
fox.
crab,
Yeah.
to find a fox.
Like this, you
Bounce the
can
crab.
trade. At least one of these two
And
Yagos.
boost up his Diablo, but
Yeah, he found his Owen Yagos, so it might help a little bit.
and he passes turn.
Yeah, I think he will just pass his turn because you really don't want to quest with Prince John, who will just be immediately taken down.
So Colin, the last 2 turns, Colin made a good comeback actually. Handled the board from Martin, build up some characters for his own.
Yeah,
There's
Ursula, and yes, nothing because Hypnotize, it's an action card and not a song.
But next turn, Colin could establish the second Prince John, play Hypnotize,
Yeah,
and draw an insane amount of cards
yeah,
to maybe
indeed.
find the answers he needs, to
Yeah,
find the cards
indeed.
he needs.
Yeah, but there are more and more threats appearing from Martin's side, so here comes the genie. But
And
this game is very, very intense. Is it a Diablo?
It's a small Diablo.
Small
the
Diablo
zero,
in the
zero.
shiny zone, yeah. So, but yeah, you are completely right that like Hypnotize can be a really good card here because you can like draw 2 and
Even
you can,
3 cards.
Yeah.
When he plays the second Prince John, I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. And also, what is good for Colin here is that he has quite a lot of ink for this deck. Like, still, at least he has ink.
But we need to be aware that Martin is at 10 low already. He has 7 low on board. So at some point, Colin also needs to take care of Martin's board.
Yeah, but I think that's what he wants to do probably. I mean, he needs to take these Yagos down. Yes, and the genie, I would also say so. But here he plays
The second
Hypnotize,
Prince
yeah,
and
plus
Prince.
second
So now he
Prince
draws 3 cards.
yeah.
1 for Hypnotize, 2 for the Prince Johns. And maybe he finds a
Maybe
fox.
he finds a fox like this. He can ink and play the fox on the crab. Firstly, you quest with the
No.
crab, no, and that's difficult. The only positive thing I can say that Martin is not running any like Tomagos or whatever like Gaus in
No.
his deck, but he does run 2 copies of the library, and the library is not something that Colin wants to see at that point of the game, I think, because he needs to deal with the board, and if there is a 8 like willpower allocation, it will just make the things more complicated.
And Colin's already calculating how many turns do we still have left.
Yeah, indeed.
And Diablo and Genie both go
Yeah.
into the Iago and take.
Oh,
It took
yes,
care of
it
the-
hurts. It hurts, but I think it was necessary indeed. It was a necessary play, and I think that Colin, it's great because he started. His hand was so bad, and I want to point this out. Like he is not conceding at all.
No.
He's like giving everything to have his chance, because if he wins this one, he will have the 3rd game, and he will still be able to win the whole round, the whole match. So
I would love to see a 3rd game actually. But
I would
there
also
is
love.
another Iago
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Martin's
These
side.
Yagos don't want to see this. They are tired. They just say we've done enough for today. Like yeah, we don't want to play the 3rd party, but maybe.
And he's flooding the board now.
He's just flooding the board, right?
Taking out the Iago, and I think he will quest now for 4. No?
Yeah, he will probably.
For 3. He
Here
keeps
come
the
these are the
Ursula.
newcomers. Yeah.
Goes to 13. and he has lethal on board.
Yeah.
So now Colin needs to hand at least a genie.
Wait, is it lethal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's not lethal yet because it's 13 plus 6.
7.
Yeah, sorry, it's the shiny zone. I didn't pay attention. Yeah, thank you for.
So we need to get rid of at least one character because both of them don't run any goats in the stack.
No.
There is no instant lore gain.
No, and there are 4 Elzas, the 5th spirit in Colin's deck. I don't see if he has any of them in his hand, because I think Elza would have been of a great use, but it's not the case.
Bruno on Yago.
Bruno on Yago and 2 card draws.
So now...
Because if he could play Elza, like, he could have killed the crab and then give this, like,
Peter Pan Shadowfinder. Now he could take out the genie with Diablo and Peter Pan Shadowfinder.
Yeah. All right. So
that was actually a good move.
Yeah, I wonder. I think he has to take this down too. But I probably would have done this with one of my Prince Johns because I truly believe that at that point probably crabs are more valuable. He quests with his Prince Johns. But I don't know.
Martin is in top deck mode.
Yeah. Yeah, probably Colin wants to start being threatening too, right?
Oh my God.
No, that's the best top deck he could probably
and now
possibly
we can
get.
easily trade.
Everything is everything is being
he can
traded
trade with Diablo.
so
He can
easily.
take out both of the Prince Johns with Ursula and the crab.
Yeah, just Peter Pan will survive because he's evasive. Yeah, but yeah.
I would take out the crab with Diablo, draw another card, then get rid of the Prince Johns.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also do this. Oh my God, that was so tough. That was just such a perfect top deck for Martin here.
So his Ursula is actually a 4/3 now.
Yeah.
Even Ursula could take out the crab
Even
now.
Ursula can take down the crab. Yeah, I think that's what
that's
he will probably
the
do.
better play here to let the crab live.
Yeah, I think he prefer to keep the crab and not the Ursula. I don't think that there are any shifting Ursulas in Martin's deck. No, there aren't. There are some green-purple decks playing 1 or 2 copies of the big purple Ursula. I think it's
the Mad
against
Sea Witch
Stillsong.
Queen, which denies singing.
Yeah, it did. It's against Stillsong.
Yeah.
It's a tech card against Stillsong, but we don't have it here. Okay, yeah, so
he quests with
I think maybe, he's
And he quests
hesitant
with her.
because,
Okay.
he wants to quest because he actually knows that Colin will have to trade no matter what because 15 is a very huge number
And
of
Cricky is so hard to remove.
Yeah, you need,
You
don't talk a Bruno.
You need a Bruno.
The Diablo is here, the
Then
second Diablo is here, but do we have any?
Then a third Diablo is coming.
Oh my God, just Diablo into Diablo into Diablo. Wow.
So now he needs to trade into crab and Ursula.
I think actually I would have probably traded first. I mean that you trade crab into crab and you trade Diablo into Ursula, and like this you draw something and probably you have a Bruno and it's probably better than the Diablos. Do you see what it is?
No, I instructed them to hold their hand cards.
Yeah, but I think it's insanely difficult to do this because you are fully focused on the game.
Yeah.
One of lethal for Martin here. He has 4 on the board and it's a sudden chill and it was a Prince John, so it didn't
And
really
he just
matter.
quests. He goes to 19. He
He
just
goes to
quests
19.
and says, Colin, can you handle my board? Or
Colin
you
will
lose.
have to sacrifice his Diablos, I think, because just you have to remove the board.
He has to send in 1 Peter Pan Shadowfinder and 1 Diablo into Cricky. Oh, there's another
that's a good. Oh wow! Yeah, that's a good top deck. So now,
And now?
I'm thinking whether he wants to keep like his Peter Pan or his, yeah. I wonder what's the best way of trading here.
And the thing is, if he keeps all the 3 Diablos alive, questing with him, he draws 3
He
cards
draws
of
3
Diablo,
cards,
of Diablo
and
next
probably it's good because you have the most potential like outcomes possible.
Yeah.
But I don't know about Prince John, and maybe
Yeah.
I want to say why. Why is, yeah, okay.
He traded with the
He
Peter Pan
traded with the
Shadowfinder
Peter
into
Pan.
Cricky, took out the small Diablo with one of the big Diablos and quest for 4. And
Yeah,
now he draws
and he will
off
draw 3.
3 cards.
And he's at, is he at 8?
He's at
No, he's at 12 already,
now.
yeah.
And he
three
has
go-
a Cricky, he has a Prince John.
Oh.
So Colin is lethal now.
Yeah, Colin is little. Yeah, is he?
Yeah, he has 9 lore on board. What?
Why?
Is there a miss? I don't know. He has a Cricky for 3, Prince John 5, 3 Diablos 8, and the Ursula, it's 9. Maybe he made a mistake. I don't know. We will let the lore count check. Kannst du check den lore count checken?
Oh my god, it's just so intense, it made me shut up. Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. Colin won it anyway.
Colin won it anyway. I was so stressed for him because
I think he made a mistake.
I think he just missed his little, yes, but I was hoping for him not to be punished for this.
Yeah.
I think that can happen when you are you are so much into controlling the board. Yes, like
Wahnsinn.
okay, I'm so happy that we have the 3rd game because I know that like it was a miss little, but still, I mean, he made so many great plays to get out of this very bad situation with like 3 genies in his starting hand. It was so difficult, and I want to say that I think he really managed to win this game, and he deserves the 3rd one, even though he missed little, because it was so tough. It was so tough, so many decisions, so many like tough decisions.
That's what I said in the beginning. Colin is 17, and he's doing like the chat says, big brain moves, getting out of this tough situation with a very bad starting hand. And Martin was lethal like a couple times. Was at 19 lore, and Colin somehow managed to handle the board, made a comeback, and turned the game.
Yeah, it did, exactly. It's exactly the case.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. I mean, can we have a good hand for Colin?
I'm seeing I see another Jago in Colin's starting hand.
Yeah, and 2 Elzas, I guess. Are there 2 Elzas?
Cool.
Yeah, he kept 1. And yep. Is it a small Diablo, the purple one?
I think it's the dual link one, or was it the purple one? I don't know.
Probably it was the dual link one. It was there for like half of a second,
So now Martin is starting the last game. This could be an advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, but well, I don't actually know if this mirror matchup is so dependent on whether you start or not. I think it can be if you have all these Diablo shift lines, but if you don't have a Diablo shift line, maybe it's not that important to start.
Wow.
So
I'm really hyped for the 3rd game.
Yeah,
actually.
I'm also very hyped for the 3rd game. I think it could be insane, yeah. I hope it will be like something not one-sided. And I'm rooting for Colin because of his age, and also because he had like a terrible hand the previous game. And there is something that I really admire in players. It's when they don't want to concede, when they never give up, when they try to make the most of whatever they have. I think it's just like one of the best qualities that I like appreciate.
And one other quality of Colin is he's such a versatile player. He knows to play green-purple, he knows to play red-purple, Steel Song, red-blue. So he knows a lot of decks to play, and that's just incredible for his age.
Yeah, but Martin is also a very good player. I mean, the deck build that he brought to this tournament, I think it's like also attention worthy. We haven't seen any of his 2 libraries yet.
And
but
also the big bell.
Yeah, the big
We
bell.
haven't seen this one yet.
Indeed. But I think that these are like interesting choices.
I think the library is here for the red matchups.
Yeah, I think it's
To
here
get
for
all
this.
his characters into the library, and when the Be Prepared is coming, he's drawing off
Yeah, indeed.
a lot of
yeah,
cards.
Probably. The library, it's just a location that is not easy to take it down because of its 8 willpower. Again,
Martin
like
building up his board
Martin
slowly.
is
Yeah.
developing his board indeed. Okay, so in this case, do you really want to attack with your Diablo, or you prefer to wait? Because otherwise, your Diablo will be just taken down by this Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Because it has Challenger too, but when he's not challenging, it's just a 1/2. Okay.
Are we
Prince
seeing
John
another?
is
Are
here.
we seeing another Iago now from Martin? He did it in the first
Actually,
2 games.
he runs 4 copies.
Oh,
of
there's a
this deck,
genie.
so- yeah, there is a genie. That's not a Iago. But when you run 4 copies of a card in your deck, yes, chances are that you will be finding it quite often.
And Martin is questing very aggressively, actually.
Yeah.
In the
yeah.
first 2 games, he was very patient, like waiting, and
I think it's because he was on the draw and now he's on the play. And so we see a Iago, and I don't know if Martin has this card in his hand, the Improvise. It could be very, very, very devastating for
the
Colin
one-off
here.
improvise, if he has
Yeah,
it
the
now,
one-off, of course.
this would be nuts.
Yeah, that's like... Yeah, but he's probably not having it because still, like... Yeah, the Diablo, the Rush Diablo, okay. When you have only 1 copy of the card in your deck, like, I don't think you will always find it when you want it.
Seeing friends?
So, friends or not friends?
Or questing.
Questing, probably. I think that Martin really wants to go as fast as possible
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, he's questing aggressively
Yeah,
with
indeed.
all of his characters. Saying to Colin,
Yeah.
okay, you need to keep up. I'm
Yeah.
going at different pace
Yeah,
now.
yeah, indeed. Well, there is still this Iago and the Elsa, and
that's-
so
And,
that was a very nice play. I mean, Colin manages to get rid of 2 threats, 2 like important threats, and it's already something. And he still has his Prince John on the board.
So let's see how Martin manages to handle Colin's.
So
Iago.
Bruno goes to the Inkwell, and
Maybe he has another one in hand.
yeah, it can happen. Or maybe he wants to go for the card draw. Maybe there is another genie or something like this. But Iago is really a great, great, great card in this matchup. It's just so strong.
There's another genie.
I think Martin is also like low-key hoping to draw his one and the only improvise,
Improvise,
to take this Iago down, but I think it's not happening. It didn't happen. So
And
friends,
there-
and
we have
what else do we have?
Cricky, 1 Cricky and 2
2
Iagos.
Yaos. Oh, 2 Iagos may hurt. Okay, but there is an improvise. Yeah, I
Oh.
think it's a very good play here. So, okay. 2 cards
2
drawing.
cards discarded, yeah. So now Colin is actually in a good position here.
Colin is in a good position here because, like, I think the perfect thing to find would be a Bruno, because like this you discard a game, you draw a game, and you also get rid of like
One
a
of the
genie
genie.
potentially. So either you discard a genie or probably a Jago. Both options are fine for Colin here.
So he's questing with Jago.
Yeah. And he's also questing. No,
And he's
yeah,
singing.
he had it. He got it.
The best would be like discarding Cricky actually.
Cricky, yeah, I think Cricky.
Cricky. Oh,
Or Ginny
okay.
is also fine. Like, yeah, Cricky would have been better, but still, like, Ginny is also very fine.
So
I think as a discard player, you want to stop the draw of Martin off the deck, like in front of you. And this Prince John is actually being quite useful because there are some players, some good green-purple players, who believe that Prince John should not be played in this green-purple deck. But I think that it's often quite efficient.
we're seeing two different variations of the deck.
Yeah.
So there are so many ways you can play a deck right now with this
Yeah,
big
the-
card pool we already have in
Yeah,
Volcano.
it's very rich, yeah. It's very rich.
And now
So,
Colin has all the
friends?
card draw.
Is he?
Yeah, he's seeing two friends in it.
Two friends! Yeah, sorry, I was looking at Martin.
And the
that's
sudden
why.
chill.
Yeah, the sudden chill, and Jago is out, and that's
And oh wow.
improvise. Oh, Crick is out. Wow,
And there's and
Martin
Martin is
doesn't want to play anymore.
No, he's scooping up Colin. Colin takes game 3
Yeah,
out of
wow,
nowhere. Out
I
of
think-
nowhere.
I think he really
Wow.
deserved it because I don't know, when Colin was in like a really bad position, he still continued to play, and yeah, I think he really deserved this
Was quick,
victory.
yeah. I think we'll take a quick break, and
Yeah.
then I will get
Inter-
Colin to the interview table here. And wow, it
Yeah, I think you should interview Colin because
Yeah.
that was insane. Yeah, that was insane.
wow, game 3 was really out of nowhere.
So is Colin coming right now?
I think
Okay.
he's coming right now, so you can take a little break.
Yeah, okay.
A well-deserved one.
I will leave you the microphone.
Perfect.
Okay, but just amazing, incredible plays, incredible games. Yes,
Absolutely.
both players,
Absolutely.
Ja,
both
wirklich.
players
Alles
played
sehr gute
very, very well. And Colin finally got lucky also the third game. He had his Brunos, he had his discard cards just like right on time. And he was like fully rewarded from not conceding,
Yeah.
not like giving up this second game.
So, congrats, Colin. We'll just switch seats here.
Yeah.
Machen wir es auf Deutsch?
Ja, sicher.
Sehr gut.
Colin,
Ja.
was machst du? Das waren 3 Herzschlag-Matches. Also,
Ja, Wahnsinn.
Match 1 hatte ich der Martin ganz gut im Griff gehabt,
Ja,
glaube ich,
mit den
oder?
Jagos, die waren
Das war,
wirklich, ja.
wir haben schon geglaubt eigentlich so, okay, wir haben deine Liste gesehen, wir haben seine Liste gesehen, er spielt 4 Jagos, du nur 2, du hast das ganze Match keinen gesehen. Im Match 2 dann insanes Comeback am Ende noch, also
Der Kriki war auch natürlich super, den ich da
Ja.
noch gezogen habe, der war super, ja.
und führ uns mal kurz durch Match 2 und 3.
Also Match 2 war, ich dachte wirklich, dass die Diagos mich auch im Match 2 komplett dominieren. Gott sei Dank hatte er da nicht so viele gehabt und ja, ich konnte eigentlich gut traden immer in der zweiten Runde, das war glaube ich mein Vorteil. Und in der dritten Runde ja, die Friends und dann das Discard, glaube ich, das war perfekt.
Der eine Zug jetzt am Ende,
Ja.
zweimal Friends,
Ja.
der Doppel-Discard mit Sudden Chill und Hypnotize und das war einfach Backbreaking, glaube ich, dann. Ja, unglaublich. Top 4 jetzt, Colin.
Ja,
Jetzt ein bisschen Pause noch, glaube ich, vom
ich hol mir jetzt, glaub ich, was
Halbfinale.
zum Trinken mal und dann schauen wir.
Ja, was erwartest du jetzt fürs Halbfinale? Ich weiß gar nicht, gegen wen du jetzt dann antrittst.
Ich weiß auch nicht, ich bin ehrlich, mir ist schon egal. Ich bin sehr zufrieden, alles ist nur mehr Bonus, egal was passiert. Ich bin sehr glücklich.
Sehr cool. Ich bin sehr froh, dass du es geschafft hast.
Danke,
Also
danke.
freut mich sehr, nachdem wir uns ja jede Woche im Store
Ja.
sehen und so weiter und auch oft schon gegeneinander gespielt haben. ich habe im Stream auch gesagt, für die zuschauen, du bist ein sehr variantenreicher Spieler. Du kannst relativ viele Decks spielen, deswegen kennst du auch viele Decks. Das heißt, du weißt, wie du dagegen spielen musst. Und
das ist schon ein Vorteil, ja. Zum Beispiel bei Rot-Blau, ich spiele ja selber gerne Rot-Blau. Und ich weiß halt genauer gegen Rot-Blau eigentlich, wie ich da spiele, dass es den Gegner halt nervt sozusagen. Und das ist schon ein riesiger Vorteil, ja.
Ja, also du würdest doch sagen, wenn du jetzt sagst, jemanden, der gerade anfängt mit Lokana, ab und an mal das Deck wechseln vielleicht, oder?
Auf jeden Fall. Einfach spielen ist das Wichtigste, einfach üben und dann wird man immer besser.
Ja.
Das ist das Wichtigste.
Weil ich habe gesagt, du bist 17 Jahre,
17 Jahre
und hast dieses Level, was das Spielen angeht, das ist schon insane und ja, gratuliere auf jeden Fall nochmal. Hey.
Dankeschön.
Und
Danke.
alles Gute fürs Halbfinale.
Dankeschön,
Gell? Danke. Gut. Liebe Zuschauer, we take a quick break before the semifinals and then we'll be back and see you later.
So Floki will soon join me, but here we are at the semifinals. It is Harald here against Daniel, and we have already seen this game today. The guys have already met. I do believe it was a draw, but right now draw is not a possibility. The game is sooner or later concluded in any of the directions because it's a best of 3. Again, we are playing untimed in the TopCut, and we are really curious in which direction the game is going this time.
Hello, Bella. I'm back from my bathroom break.
Nice
What have
to
I missed?
It would be uncool to say nothing. They were just shuffling the decks, but
Wow.
yeah, you missed me introducing the semifinal. That was it.
They played already against each other
Yeah,
in the Swiss
I
rounds.
told them, but you can repeat.
Really?
Yeah.
You told him already?
Yeah.
In the Swiss round, Harald managed to get a draw against Silsong. He's
Against Blood Pro, right? No, against
no. He's unfavored, but somehow, no, Harald is playing Blurple.
Yeah. We will get the technical details sooner or later, correctly. Yeah, because we can give the audience the info that it's quite misleading because Harald himself also plays Steel Song a lot, and now he's on the other side.
He told me during the Swiss rounds he played against someone he faced in Ravensburg, and the other one thought he is still on Silsong.
Yeah,
and
that's normal.
And mulliganed for a Silsong match, and then he was playing like Popsicle Bell.
Wow.
And it was, what?
I mean, that's fair muscle memory of the brain, though, to remember what Harald played.
Yeah.
Harald was actually doing really good in Ravensburg. I guess he came 4th place or 3rd.
Top 4. He's top 4 again.
Yeah. Do we know if he was 3rd or 4th in Ravensburg, though?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. So yeah, top 4. Let's settle with top 4.
Guys, we have 88 viewers right now. So spread the news. It's semifinals, Enchanted Tour Spring Edition, biggest Lorcana tournament in Austria. And it's a high-level matchup. Daniel Gangkofner, a very experienced player from Germany. Harald, our local hero on Blurple.
Yeah, the Gangkofner brothers are really talented players. They, I think they visited all the DLCs. They were here also in the very first Enchanted tour of ours.
Yeah.
And I can...
And Harald keeps on finding Popsicle Bell for his opener.
And I can tell that all 3 of the guys are really talented, but we can also tell this about Harald. So.
Of course, yeah. Harald is my final boss, actually. Every time I play against him, I have the mindset, okay, this time I can beat him. And I completely screw up every time. He is really my final boss. But it's okay.
Let's see if Harald can be somebody's final boss today.
I would wish for him. So he's ramping with Tipo.
Yeah.
Typical play, turn 2.
Yeah. Do you think we can expect a Robin Hood shift? I'm not sure how many Daniel did mulligan. Probably.
I didn't pay attention. It might be a better play here to establish a singer, to have a singer on board for a potential genie coming, turn 3 for
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's going
that's
a
not the
different
singer
route.
though.
No.
That's not the singer though. Harald can. I think for Blurple, the problem is rather the big singers. I think most of the time he can deal with the early aggro. He will have difficulties as soon as the big singers will arrive and one or two shooties and he will be out of tempo. But so far, no singers.
No. I mean, Lawrence could potentially sing strength or ranking
yeah,
5,
but
do you really want
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, that. I mean, imagine then just Lawrence is singing, Tipo is running into it, and Belly just finished the job. It's not the best thing you want.
Harald
at
is
the moment.
ramping again
Yeah, I mean, what can he do?
and drawing more cards.
He doesn't even deal with singing it with Bell. Yeah, I mean, we are at the semifinals, so I can guarantee that both players are knowing exactly what they're doing at this moment.
And everyone is taking his time for the turns,
Yeah, of course.
thinking carefully what to ink, what to
Yeah.
play,
Yeah.
what to anticipate
Yeah.
in the turn after from your opponent.
Yeah. For the 10 new viewers, we would like to point out that the guys are playing untimed semi-final, best of 3, single elimination game.
So Daniel is taking his time here. He's inking a Bianca. Shifting
Here comes the singer,
shift.
Flocky.
Yeah, here's the singer and
Here
the daisy.
And here comes trouble.
Are we seeing a wheel now? I don't know what's
I
the
don't
last
know.
card in hand
I
is
don't
from
know.
Daniel.
Can we see? Can
Or
we
is
see?
it-
Can we see?
It's a
Yes, we
Zeus, yeah.
can see. Well, I
And
guess
he's not questing with me because
Yeah.
he could easily
Yeah.
trade in with Tipo.
Yeah. Elsa probably.
Oh,
right?
he's
For
questing.
5.
He's questing, yeah.
He's questing. Okay, then Tipo will have the. Tipo will have the high ground here.
Tipo, the pirate slayer. The flatborn Tipo coming. Set 9.
Look,
I call
Mama, I'm growing. I can take me now.
I can play with the big boys.
I can play with pirates right now. The question is how Blurple is handling.
Oh,
Oh,
So-
yeah, Tipo will still be soon in the discard, I guess, but yeah, for a start of establishing your game,
he has to
it's-
trade because otherwise
Yeah,
Daniel has 6 low on board already.
yeah, and I think 6 lowers is not the end of the world, and if Harald can find some good creatures with the daisies, because I think Daniel will surely go for the quest. I mean, Daisy only knows that, so there's no
And-
point in.
And what we have to point out here, Daniel is in top deck mode. And
Yeah.
apparently he doesn't have card draw in hand with a whole new world.
Yeah, but can I ask if you have bad memories of Steel Songs top decking Whole New World? Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, I guess so.
They usually top decking like storm into whole new world.
Yeah. Okay, here is the question for the final boss question. Did Harald ever do that to you?
I don't want to talk about this.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about
We don't
Harald.
talk about Harald.
We have 102 viewers right now. That's insane. Okay, the last card in hand was a Cindy.
I mean, it can be worse. Or what was the Daisy trigger? Have you seen it?
No, I missed it. I missed the Daisy Trigger.
But Harald has
Has 2 genies, a France, and a crab.
Harald has a crab.
So he
but
could-
he probably don't wanna sacrifice the clock, right?
But I think he needs to because otherwise
I've also
Daniel is
seen,
going to 19 next turn.
I've also seen a 5 Costello. I can imagine a world where you just tap the Cindy,
you just take it out, and the next turn you can trade with the crab and the Elsa. Yeah, it's risky, but still song. No, it's not. This time he is not. So
Okay,
he
he's,
tapped
yeah.
the Cindy, but he decided
He's pinging the Lawrence and taking it out with
Yeah.
Cockford so he doesn't take damage.
Yeah.
And now the Robin Hood can take out Cockworth. Elsa can't be touched anyway, except for songs.
Yeah,
because she has
it
evasive.
was also quite okay. I think right now, if Daniel has, it's probably if either he top decks Rapunzel or Whole New World, Harald can be in trouble. Because you can just simply run into the clock with the Robin and then you can heal it off with the Rapunzel.
Quest with Daisy.
Yeah.
That's actually a good move to
Actually,
see what he draws
yeah,
into. There's
it's
a goat.
And now we're seeing
The
no,
Zeus
it's
taking
just
out
Zeus,
Elsa,
yeah.
okay. And just questing.
Yeah.
Daniel decided in this game to go the fast route.
Yeah.
Questing quickly
I mean, he's doing it good, like that's what he should do.
for 7. Are we seeing Hades now? No.
Oh, the chat said the Daisy trigger was a villa.
A villa,
so
okay.
Harald didn't get the card he deserved.
Thanks, Michael. McNuffin is in the chat.
Yeah, we are jumping on to the next
Game.
game.
That was a quick one.
It was a quick one, yeah.
Even though Daniel didn't have like the perfect hand with songs, with the Whole New World, he managed to lure quickly.
Yeah, that also points out how bad is the matchup.
Yeah.
Like you don't even have to
Sing.
That sounds bad though. When
You only have to play the steel part, not the song part.
Steel Song doesn't even have to sing to win this game. Yeah. Do you think Harald can find his way?
I think in game 2 he can find his way. And
you are worried about the third game.
I'm worried about the third game.
Yeah.
When Daniel
I
is
think
starting
Harald is worried about
the third game as
also.
well.
But right now, that he basically only sang one Zeus, maybe.
Yeah.
So thinking about that and winning, Harald is probably worried about the second game right now.
Live in the moment.
Just live in the moment. Just don't think about tomorrow.
No. So I'm just going through the deck list of Daniel.
Yeah, the players actually looked at each other's lists, so no more surprises here.
So we have 2 Beast Tragic Heroes. We didn't see that in the Swiss rounds.
I think it's an appropriate deck at the moment.
Absolutely. And the list shows how diverse a Steel Song list can be.
Yeah.
Like we have seen different Steel Song lists, like
Yeah.
and
There are the 1-drops in Daniel's hand. We can see there is the Grab Your Sword that will surely soon make
we
itself
see a Robin, a
back to
Cindy.
the deck.
He's keeping the Robin, the Cindy, and I think he's sending back 5 cards.
And maybe, I think there is a world where you just want to hold on to your Rapunzel also. Because of the early bell, maybe. But I did not manage to take a look at all of his hand.
Did Harald keep that? Or did he change any cards? I just paid attention to Daniel's mulligan. So Harald is starting now.
Yeah.
Are we gonna see another popsicle bell opener? I bet you he's opening again with popsicle bell.
Harald.
He's definitely opening with popsicle bell.
Yeah, inking bell means probably there. Yeah. Maybe I can answer your question. I think Harald just kept his hand.
Yeah. Okay. So we see the tragic hero in the hand of Daniel.
He decided to opt for the Cindy line.
We see a troubadour for turn 2 potentially.
Probably.
Singing friends? No, he's questing here.
Yeah.
Oh, Harald didn't find or didn't have his turn 2 ramp.
I wonder if Daniel already had the troubadour in the opening line, because then it would totally would have made sense to keep the Rapunzel also.
No, I think he only kept the Robin Hood he inked in the first turn and the small Cindy.
Did Daniel mulligan 5?
5. He mulliganed 5.
Okay.
Yeah, he mulliganed 5. Yeah. So this is actually not. Yeah, the ramp is.
The ramp is there, although the friends were not.
So now he can ink 2. He's inking crabs.
Harald just not loving crabs.
No, he's having enough of his crabs. Of this.
I mean, one of the crabs could maybe an okay play for the troubadour.
Yeah.
But
No, he's like, okay. I don't care about this spell anymore.
Yeah.
Throw it off the table. Are we seeing any songs in Daniel's hand? I haven't seen. Oh, there's a storm, but this is not enough for bell.
It's not the best. I mean, it's cool, but.
But he could sing storm, and then just challenge with troubadour.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is how the professionals do.
Storm into storm. This is what I keep saying. This is just unfair.
Yeah, but I mean, if somebody is asking like how to play steel song like this, it's cool.
How can you not know to play steel song?
It's easy. This is how you do it. And again, Harald is low on creatures compared to what's...
There's Troubadour going to the Inkwell.
Yeah.
Bianca coming, and I think he's a strength of a Raging Fire, yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
Oh, Steel Song is so hard to play.
I'm afraid this is just a garbage mashup.
Yeah. What are you looking for now?
I don't know, maybe
a
Fox or something to like
trade with
Gaus
next turn.
Trade with Fox, but I think just wow, that was really quick.
Okay, discarded another whole new word and grab your sword.
Daniel wasn't even thinking for a moment.
Let me take a guess here. He drew into a Zeus. No. Not yet.
No,
but he has an
there
aerial.
There is a storm, and if we can draw the Ford storm.
I think he will play the aerial now.
Yeah.
Dig for that Zeus.
There
it is.
There
twice.
It is. Oh man, I mean.
This is just unfair.
That's unfair. That's completely unfair at the moment. Yeah, Harald knows his deck.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Of course. Just drop your one drops. It's just.
Yeah, and life has its pretty funny jokes actually, because I can imagine that Harald has done the same exact thing to others in Ravensburg.
I think one of the 109 viewers we have right now is one of his opponents from Ravensburg saying so.
Saying and rooting for Daniel at the moment. Yeah, it's just.
I think it's over at this point.
When this is your standing in chess, they say it's just pushing wood at the moment. Nothing really important.
And there's a shift Robin, there's a Smee.
Yeah.
And now it's just
But
quest.
I totally get Harald. Like everything what you're doing against Yesong is just seemingly so pointless and so like without any further expectations because you can simply have none. But look at this. This is desperate.
This is solitaire.
Yeah.
This is not Lorcana anymore. It's just.
Do you think the Bell can keep the army far from winning?
I don't see a play here. I mean, no. I mean, he could like go Bell, Fox, play Bell again, shift some damage, and take out like 3 characters maybe. But this is the only thing I see.
Yeah.
Take out. Oh, he's going.
Yeah, moving damage.
Moving
probably.
damage now.
Oh, probably moving damage. Yeah,
And then foxing.
Fox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
So
was
he
smart
doesn't-
because he
doesn't draw off.
get the card. Yeah.
And now, no Fox.
No Fox.
But he hasn't inked yet.
Yeah.
He can
I
still.
think he does have a Fox though in the hand. We cannot see exactly right now, but. What's the card in the shiny area there?
We can only guess. I think it's a Robin Hood. Oh, see, there's the Fox.
Yeah,
I think he will
it's
take
okay.
out the Troubadour or the Ariel.
Ariel, I guess. It makes more sense. I mean, at this point, you just...
happy to remove one of the characters on board.
At this point, you just say, okay, if you have the Rapunzel, I will concede instantly. Like,
Oh, it's a Cindy. It's a small
a Cindy,
Cindy.
yeah.
Shiny Cindy.
just imagine Bianca getting the Fox and Rapunzel. Oh, I mean, it's 4. That's just sick, man. That's just sick, man. That's just sick, man. It's just... Yeah, I mean, of course.
Of course.
Wow. Such a bad matchup for Harald.
Really, really. Nothing he could do here in this game.
Nothing. I mean, it's...
He's just looking at the board and thinking, oh, well.
I mean, we could only emphasize how
Here's
good...
the handshake, and this is game number 2 goes to Daniel as well.
We could only emphasize that how good player Harald is, but in this case there is literally nothing to do.
Nothing he could do. It was just too oppressive, honestly.
Yeah.
And he drew song into song and had always the answer for Harold's characters.
Yeah. So Daniel is making his way into the final.
Yeah, as I predicted yesterday. Shannon asked me yesterday in a stream of the Illuminates Challenge. I said it's Steel Song against Red Blue, but I think Red Blue is not making its way in the finals. But
I think we also talked with Angelica about this in the very beginning, and we also predicted Steel Song. If I remember well, there was Steel Song, but we were probably making jokes about having Steel Song mirror in the final.
yeah,
We get one of the Steel Songs. Do we know what the other 2 decks that are playing at the moment? One is Colin.
One is Colin with green purple,
Yeah.
and I don't know what the other deck is.
Okay.
Colin is up against.
Okay.
But yeah.
It's really good to see that the two guys are just back in there talking about how terrible the matchup is and making.
Before the TopCut started, I shared a meta share of the decks, and I roamed the hall all day and then looked at the decks. There were so many Steelsong decks, and only 2 made the TopCut.
That's an interesting fact.
Only 2
Can
made
you
the top-
remember how was the percentage rate for the Steelsong?
From the whole tournament? No. I haven't counted the decks yet, but okay.
I think. Would you do an interview with
I
Harald?
will do an interview with Daniel now.
Okay, cool.
And ask him a couple questions. Daniel will join us here in a second. I will do the interview in German. Thanks, Bella. We will see each other in the final. Servus, Daniel.
Servus.
Ja, vor dem Match gesagt, man sieht sich immer zweimal im Leben.
Richtig?
Du musstest schon in den Swiss-Runden gegen Harald ran.
Ja.
Jetzt im Halbfinale wieder.
Jetzt im Halbfinale wieder, richtig.
Wie ist das Matchup so für dich? Steelsong gegen Blurple? Grundsätzlich favored, oder?
Grundsätzlich ist es natürlich favored. Jetzt kommt noch on top, dass ich Go First war. Das ist natürlich ein Best of 3. Ja. Es schadet nicht. Die erste Partie war ein bisschen weird, also ich habe keinen einzigen Draw gehabt, trotzdem habe ich es noch irgendwie geschafft, mit meinen Lorern über die Zeit zu kommen. Also ich war so ein bisschen okay, also wenn ich das jetzt nicht hinbekomme.
Du hast im ersten Game jetzt gewirkt so, okay, ich quest einfach mal schnell mit dem Smee, mit Lawrence und so weiter und
ich hatte keinen Draw, ich konnte in Turn 4 die Hand lernen mit Zeus und Daisy raus und war so, okay, wenn ich was nachziehe, gut, wenn nicht, ich muss das jetzt durchziehen.
Ja.
Und halt hoffen, dass er nicht die passenden Antworten hat. Hat einigermaßen geklappt.
Hat funktioniert,
Top-Deck auf Elsa, war nochmal, also mit Zeus auf Elsa, das war nochmal wichtig. Und dann habe ich es über die Zeit bringen können. Das ist
und Match 2 war einfach, glaube ich, das, was
Match
ein
2
High-Roll-Steelsong-Deck macht, oder?
so ungefähr. Und dann hat er auch noch das Pech gehabt, dass er in Turn 2 einfach nicht rammen konnte. Also er hat einfach gepasst. Das ist natürlich sehr bitter für ihn. Und ich konnte perfekt meine Curve ausspielen. Turn 4 Bianca, konnte singen, konnte alles rausnehmen. Habe auch noch das Strength getopdeckt, um den Genie rauszunehmen. Also es ist perfekt aufgegangen. Besser kann man das nicht ziehen, würde ich richtig eigentlich sagen. Ja.
So, kurzes Recap vom Tag. Jetzt kommt noch ein Match, das Finale.
Ja.
Das ist jetzt schon die 11. Partie gewesen jetzt.
Richtig.
3 TopCut-Matches, 8 Swiss-Runden hast du gespielt.
Ja.
Und du musstest, glaube ich, auch bis zum Ende spielen, oder? Also du hast jetzt nicht drawen können am Ende, oder?
Ich habe die allerletzte Runde 8 drawen können tatsächlich.
Hast du tatsächlich, okay, das heißt, du hast eine Runde aufmachen können.
Richtig.
Wie war so der Tag für dich?
Super cool. Also jetzt am Ende natürlich sehr lang. Also dass sich das so zieht, ist natürlich hart. Ich schaue, ich mal irgendwas zwischen die Zähne bekommen. Aber nee, hat wieder super Spaß gemacht. Ich war letztes Jahr schon mal hier im Februar, glaube ich, zur ersten war das sogar, genau. Da lief es noch nicht so gut, da hat mein Bruder mehr Glück gehabt und ist in TopCut gekommen. Genau, aber nicht sonst super Tag, super Location. Hat Spaß gemacht.
Ja, ich bin ja gelegentlich mit dem Gabriel in Kontakt über Discord. Ihr habt ja vor kurzem den Mushu-Clan gegründet.
Richtig.
Euer Team.
Ja.
Seid ihr über ganz Deutschland verstreut oder habt ihr da irgendwie so eine Homebase, wo ihr gemeinsam dann noch testet?
Die Homebase ist tatsächlich Nürnberg, da kommt der Großteil her. Der eine sitzt in Berlin, der andere sitzt in Freiburg, aber ich würde sagen 85% sitzen in Nürnberg. Wir haben halt eine sehr aktive Community tatsächlich. Das hat sich schon seit 1 ergeben. Wir waren regelmäßig auf den Turnieren und letztes Jahr auf der Europameisterschaft in Paris im Dezember haben wir halt gesagt, da waren wir auch wieder 6, 7 Leute aus Nürnberg und haben halt gesagt, lass uns doch irgendwie was machen. Verein, Team, irgendwas. Und anfangs war nur die Idee, einfach ein gemeinsames T-Shirt zu haben oder irgendwas. Und inzwischen haben wir tatsächlich einen Verein gegründet.
Ja. Mit Trainingsgruppe wahrscheinlich, mit
Trainingsgruppe, genau. Wir haben
so
regelmäßige Sessions, wo wir Line-Ups durchsprechen, Strategien, trainieren, ja.
Und das würde ich auch sagen, das ist der Vorteil von so einem Team, oder? Dass man einfach eine Gruppe an Menschen rund um sich hat, die sich gegenseitig verbessern wollen, oder?
Absolut, das eine. Und natürlich macht es halt total viel Spaß, auf solche Events mit Leuten zu fahren. Natürlich kannst du auch alleine herkommen, aber heute sind wir wieder zu 6 aus Nürnberg angereist.
Ihr seid doch morgen, glaube ich, im Teamtrios am Start, oder?
Morgen sind wir im Teamtrio am Start, genau, haben wir 2 Teams aufgestellt.
Ja.
Da sind wir auch schon super gehypt drauf, haben rumprobiert, überlegt, was für Farben machen am meisten Sinn. Mal schauen, was wir morgen bringen.
Eine Abschlussfrage noch. Was würdest du sagen, ist notwendig, um in Lorcan oder in TCGs besser zu werden? Das Spielen natürlich, ja.
Ich würde sagen, richtig, Spiel, die Erfahrung. Also bei mir ist es so, ich spiele halt schon seit klein auf, also immer Brettspiele. Ich habe früher Pokémon und Magic in der Grundschule gespielt, habe ein bisschen Hearthstone Competitive gespielt, also auch seit Day One und jetzt lockern halt eigentlich voll seit dem ersten Set. Und es geht darum, spielen.
Ja,
Spiel so viel du kannst, Erfahrung sammeln, schau dir von anderen was ab, das hilft immer, ne? Anderen, weil du weißt, die spielen gut. Probier alle Decks aus, das ist ganz wichtig, damit du nicht nur dein Deck beherrschst, sondern damit du weiterkommst, musst du auch alle anderen Decks sehr gut kennen, damit du immer weißt, wie du reagieren musst, weil das bringt dir nichts, wenn du dein Deck spielen kannst, weil ich weiß, was der andere macht.
Spielst du immer schon Steelsong oder?
Ja, also okay. Ich spiele seit 1 eigentlich Steelsong. Es war halt immer sehr erfolgreich, deswegen denke ich mir, warum soll ich es ändern? Natürlich, Testing habe ich alles Mögliche gespielt, aber hauptsächlich nur, um die Decks besser zu verstehen. Aber für die Turniere
einfach die Playlines zu verstehen, die der Gegner macht. Und
aber für die Turniere eigentlich immer Steelsong.
Ja. Okay, cool. Ich wünsche dir alles Gute fürs Finale. Ich weiß noch nicht, gegen wen du ran musst, aber ja, kriegen mal den Kopf frei, noch jetzt ein bisschen refreshen, was essen und ja, passt. Dann sehen wir uns im Finale im Stream nochmal und
super.
Alles Gute, gell?
Danke dir.
Gut, Leute, das war das Interview mit Daniel, dem ersten Finalisten, den wir haben. Wir gehen in eine kurze Pause vor dem Finale und sind dann gleich wieder zurück. Und das Finale werden wir dann zu dritt kommentieren.
yeah, sad. Okay,
Here we
so
are.
here we are all together.
For the final, it's a joint forces.
Yeah.
The best of the best.
Yeah.
The
Or
enchanted
as
dress.
Thomas is saying, it's the yellow from the egg.
It's a yellow for there.
Three
we
people
three are
for
the yellow
best of
from
three
the egg.
finals.
We're just joking.
So,
Yes, it's the yellow from the egg.
This is Thomas, our tech guy.
yeah.
He's responsible for all the streaming technique, and
Soon we will be getting the deck lists and we can take a look at it, but I think pretty much we know everything we need to know about that. Daniel has just made his way into the final against Harald, and from the other table it was purple-green mirror
again for Colin.
again.
Again for Colin, yeah.
There were 4 purple-green decks in the TopCut, and Colin faced all the other 3.
Oh my god, yeah. It happens.
But I saw the game, the semi-final, Colin against Tamas, and he has an interesting tech in the deck. I won't spoil you.
Okay.
You will see.
Yeah,
It's big, and it's a Sea Witch Queen.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we also have to tell the viewers that we are a bit tired.
We are?
Yeah.
We will still do our best. Like,
No.
I will still talk, right?
Maybe Floki is not tired after all.
I am.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's almost midnight. No.
Yeah. No.
No, it's just 10
It's just
10 p.m.
It's early
It's
compared to
early.
yesterday.
Well, personally, it's probably a weird thing to say, but I'm less tired than I was yesterday.
Okay.
I'm into talking, speaking, commenting, etc. So,
1 minute?
yeah, I think I'm still kind of fresh. Maybe my voice is tired a little bit, but like,
No.
strap
you're doing
cells,
okay.
strap cells is helping.
Probably you need to sing something, maybe.
What do you want me to sing? Do you have a
don't know.
birthday?
I have an idea. You should maybe sing a song about
Disney songs?
about your glass. Maybe.
This is my computer glasses.
Yeah.
Sitting in front of screens all day,
Yeah.
hurting my eyes.
Let it go!
Let it.
No.
Yeah. This
Let
is
it go. I don't know if you really want your glasses go. Like, you know.
No, we can only sing songs from the decks we're singing right now.
okay.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
Let's do
challenging.
that. And since one of the players is running Steerson, we
Yeah,
might be
yeah.
able to actually do that.
Yeah?
If it will be not somehow anyhow similar that we have seen before, Daniel just making his way into the final without basically singing any songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game 1 against Harald, he was
Yeah.
just questing,
Yeah.
singing no songs.
And he showed just one Zeus. It was enough.
Yeah, indeed. So
And
here
here
we go.
are the deck
We have the
lists.
deck list.
The deck lists are literally arrived from us from the sky.
Yeah, they just dropped.
Yeah, there is still this Grabia sword, and yeah.
Which can be
everything.
very helpful actually against the
Yeah.
purple-green deck.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it.
I think that the list from Martin is more like a hybrid list. He has
Yeah.
some evasive characters, like he runs 4 Jagos,
Yeah.
and he also has 2 copies of Prince John here. So it's a mixture of the list we saw in the top 8 game.
Yeah,
Colin and Martin. It's like a mixture of both of these decks.
it's kind of when you see someone at the supermarket choosing among the chocolates. I want them all. Like,
Yeah, let's take this. Oh, okay, let's take this as well.
yeah.
And he has 1 copy of Ursula, Sea Witch Queen.
Yeah, I mean it's a
Which
good
can
call,
be,
I guess, for this meta because it can be really disturbing for Daniel not to be able to sing the songs he wants to. I mean, maybe he decides not to take any songs after all.
Yeah, just
It-
turn
it
sideways and
works for
quest
him.
and
Yeah.
He has shown us that it works for him. So,
We'll see. We'll see.
We will probably see many Diablos coming from Martin's side again. Just for the recap, he runs 10 copies of shiftables, and of course the 4 ones
Devoted
which
Heralds.
the Bandebird community loves the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
of
really
course.
looking forward to rotation coming.
Really? Why do you say that?
I don't know. because I have a feeling Ravensburger will decide, oh, we need the bird in the game.
Really?
Really?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think for some people, this rotation is just like a breath of a fresh air.
Yeah, probably.
You want to see some sense shifting, you want to see some new decks performing. And also, what I want to point out is that I have a feeling that this red steel deck will probably see daylight finally, because actually there are so many good cards for this deck, and they were all released like in the
last two
sets.
sets,
Yeah, and it's still unplayable, pretty much unplayable, because of some cards from the first set. So like maybe if we remove this, like red steel will finally become a thing. And also we see more and more like I'm mostly talking about the Chernadog deck, sorry Bella. But yeah, like we see more and more cards for this deck, and probably it will also stay because it doesn't have that many cards, like crucial cards from the first sets.
And while the players are mulliganing, let's not forget that I think if we look at today's meta share, I think we will find out that blue is on the map. It's more than on the map.
Yeah.
And set 5 has Depot and probably set 6 has
Sail,
Sail, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
all are on the menu for us to choose from.
And there is still the new Scrooge, the new Tamatoa. They all stay in the game for a little longer.
Yeah.
I can also imagine some like blue-green decks appearing because again there are lots of strong cards like Clarabelle, the Clarabelle package.
Mufasa.
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
Clarabelle and Mufasa are set 5.
yeah, exactly. So they are not rotating; they are still here with us. So probably we will see some new color combinations becoming more popular, and yeah, that's what can be good about this rotation.
Yeah. So poor people can just grow and grow and grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having said all this, I won't be surprised if finally we see red-purple that is always there. Like, you try to bury it and it's still alive, still alive, still alive.
I mean, what we don't know about yet is what card will be reprinted in set 9. But imagine all the steel songs rotate out. There is no such deck as a steel song deck.
Yeah,
Because
indeed.
there are no viable songs.
Talking
Yeah,
about
exactly.
steel song decks, Daniel has already decided to ink the strength.
He doesn't need the songs.
He doesn't need the songs apparently.
He doesn't need the song.
But there's a
Yeah, let the storm rage on.
But I mean, with
Martin-
playing-
There are 2 Cindy's. What else does he have? There are 2 Cindy's. He's inking 1 Cindy and playing the Smee, okay.
Daniel is clearly going for the tempo, I think. Now he can take fresh air from the first step, remove the Diablo shift, because Martin is having the Devoted Herald in his hand also. Yeah. Not today, bird, not today.
Yeah. I think
and-
it's hard.
his passing turn.
Especially when you're in the draw, it's a hard matchup still. Yes, you have your Ursulas, but the opponent, the Still Song opponent, can have several songs, multiple songs. And when they start, it's also hard.
And now he's just questing.
And the players could take a look at each other's decks. So Daniel exactly knows that it's no threat for Cindy to just be free and not just singing all the time, but go on an adventure.
Yeah, exactly.
She's very
exactly.
adventurous. Especially the enchanted version.
The enchanted version likes to quest the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so pretty. It's in the shiny zone,
Yeah.
but we don't see the whole beauty. But maybe when it
There
gets
goes the-
vanished,
I
we
think
will
this is-
see it in Daniel's
next
discard.
Wow!
Yeah.
That's in the list?
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
copies? Two copies.
Two copies,
Two
yeah.
copies. So
But it's a very common card for this deck, literally, because if you want to play mirrors, you have to put it in.
but then Daniel just took the risk, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
I didn't know that. This
No,
was-
Don't be too
Daniel-
excited. It's,
no,
it's still
no.
Steel Song, and I bet he drew into another storm or something.
Daniel just wanted us to see his enchanted Cindy better. That's all.
Yeah.
That
No,
was
no.
the
There's a
main
storm.
reason.
There's a storm coming. No, he's just questing. Okay.
Has this question, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
The storm isn't killing Peter Pan, so
we are basically just said that, okay, he's just questing. Like, what's the point of the game? I mean, people are just questing, right?
people are just questioning like, how do you win in Lacana? Well, you quest.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe the voice of his singer characters are
Yeah.
just.
Maybe you just play the shark and burn your opponent. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, Genie is on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Genie is rushed, so Smee is taking that.
That was a good play.
Yeah, I think, exactly.
Drawing a card of Genie, taking out Smee.
Yeah, like all in one. And he's thinking the Cove. Yeah, with Lawrence on the board, it's not something you want to play.
Yeah, and none of the Steel Song cards have something close to attacking evasive characters, so...
Yeah,
they are
I think
safe.
there is a Zeus in his hand.
Yeah,
So-
Of course, there's a suicide.
Of course there So yeah, I guess.
Maybe
Genie
There's a storm,
probably will
there's
be
a
taken down.
Zeus.
maybe somebody has told Daniel that he needs to run more songs.
So now he will storm the Peter Pan, he will Zeus the Genie probably,
Yeah.
or I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And remove the entire board, draw a
Yeah,
card.
he had a damage counter on him. Okay, didn't see this.
Or he will keep the Zeus for later and just quest with Rapunzel.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah,
he only
it
needs one damage
depends.
on Genie. No,
Yeah, no, he
he's-
decided clear board, clear mind.
yeah.
So,
And establishing a Daisy, so
And it starts to look like a
Christmas?
bit what Harald was experiencing, but I don't want to be the one.
you want the full Steel Song experience, come to the Enchanted Tour.
yeah, yeah, like just that's a great deck. I think probably it's the most powerful in the current meta. I mean, still song.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
so
can take-
Pete and Smee, all right.
We can take a look at the hand. Although it was from the shiny area. So.
Yeah, but we still saw it quite well, I think. So this Diablo looks so lonely. Like, okay,
Not anymore.
okay, he has a friend.
He just got upgraded.
I got a friend and you, okay.
That's also something nice
But
because
okay,
it can
but-
attack Rapunzel and be exerted for the card draw.
They both can,
Yes.
but this will give, if Daniel draws into another Rapunzel,
Yeah,
there's an
exactly,
enormous
exactly.
value.
But I think at this point
You can
you're
play in around
desperately
one card,
wanting
yeah.
answers to find, and if you tap the Diablo for the card, you are like better to have +1 card. Like even if it's like totally. Oh no, what we are talking about. He has seen the hand, and Daniel
Yeah,
only has
it's only the
Rapunzel
top
if
deck,
he top
yeah.
decks.
That's why I said
Yeah.
you cannot play around one possible top
Yeah,
deck. Like,
yeah.
Show us your hand, show us your hand. There's another Ariel.
There
so
is
he
an
could
Ariel.
draw into the more songs.
Moreover,
Yeah.
if Daniel is drawing a Rapunzel,
Oh!
There's a storm.
Yeah, there are 2 songs. I think there is also Strength of the Raging Fire.
When you have it, you just have it.
so
Yeah,
we
when you
will
have it.
we will see one less card drawn for Diablo probably, because it will soon be taken out by
Or-
the Blizzard.
Or is it better
Of
to take out the
Elsa.
shadow? Yeah. Because
I-
he's maybe scared of a
Yeah,
Yago
but-
coming in and rushing.
Yeah, but in this case, if you are drawing into, yeah, the venue is beautiful, but
Yeah, indeed.
so in this case, if you draw into Rapunzel, the bird is getting also the cards. I mean, probably Dania is going for the tempo here at 13 lower, not willing to risk any more Yagos and genies getting in the way with the rush. But there is a world also where you want that bird to be in the discard.
Yeah, but I
So
think
what are his outs actually?
I mean, probably nothing.
Take
just
out the
like-
Rapunzel, maybe, I don't know, Elsa rush? No, nothing. He can.
I can't
Really do it.
imagine. Yeah, I can't imagine what should happen, so that Martin wins. I don't know, finding a card that should not be in Daniel's deck,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
remembering the deck list and
Yeah.
like
but-
a deck list error. It's the only outcome I see.
You were not here the game before, but since Floki liked it really much, I would repeat that it's like pushing wood in chess. Yeah,
They're scooping up.
Yeah.
Say, okay,
the
let's go
players
to.
decided to not pushing wood anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we sold the first game and still Song just like dominated.
Absolutely.
That's one.
Do you guys think it will also be somehow similar to what the Belarus Song matchup was like, or
I
we
hope,
can
I
expect?
hope not. I hope not, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see any Ursula deceivers. We didn't see
Any
the
Jakob.
big Ursula shifting onto the small Ursula, which is keeping Danielle away from tempo songs.
And we also didn't really see any discard spells.
Yeah, and
We just saw some Diablos,
Yeah.
but I can't say,
Yeah.
I can't even say that Diablo is
Yeah.
the best thing in this matchup.
Yeah,
Because
but
it's so easy to remove.
It's so easy to remove, exactly.
yeah, but I mean, this deck is so craving for having the Diablo shift that basically this is your early game. It's either that or nothing, probably. at
Yeah,
this
I
point.
agree with you. I agree with you.
So, I mean, what other things?
What else do you want
I mean,
to do? Yeah.
Martin can go for inking turn 1 just on the draw, not fearing the power of Cinderella. Then on turn 2, an Ursula Deceiver.
Yeah,
then
I think
try
you
to-
actually you prefer the discard line, not the Diablo line,
Yeah.
but the discard line. You play maybe a small Diablo just to create a board, or maybe you don't even play him. You just ink him because he's a target for Cinderella.
Yeah.
And so you play Ursula, then you play Prince John if you have him,
Yeah.
and then you're trying to discard your opponent because Steel Song can actually brick. And so I think in this game that's the win condition for Green Purple. But
true.
sometimes you play with the cards you have.
True, and I think in seeing the first game, probably Martin desperately needs to dig for the Ursula Deceiver and then for some Fox line, repeating, removing the spells. Our favorite technician has just shared some details with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the final,
Yeah.
we should make a winner interview
Yeah?
Yeah.
in all the languages we speak.
That's not possible.
Oh, it is.
Do you have time till 2 a.m.? Because Angelica speaks like 10.
You speak like 3?
No. We
No,
together
he's
don't
joking.
speak enough languages to cope with Angelica.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. But the problem is that probably the winner won't be speaking all those languages, right?
You can sing
Yeah.
in all languages. And we will find out the song because, I mean, that's what we grew up.
Yeah, that's very true.
So Daniel just left.
Yeah,
They just
yeah.
leave the cards on the table.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Daniel just said, okay, this is a stupid deck,
He
and
just,
they just left.
he just pressed the autopilot button and like, okay, let's play yourself. Oh,
Yeah.
here's a Cindy turn 1. I already saw
Cindy
the,
turn 1,
I
yeah.
already saw the storm in his hand.
Not today, Bird.
Yeah, but at least, actually, it's better to keep probably this Diablo just as it is,
Yeah.
because at least like this you have a card draw, because I truly believe that you need the discard line, not the Diablo line.
Does Martin
while
have
playing
the
this also.
receiver?
Yeah.
Finally, receiver!
Yeah, that's what you're.
And I think there goes the storm.
Yeah, I think the storm will be gone. Yeah, indeed.
Will we?
But yes,
And the whole new world! Oh my god!
now
Oh
pick
no!
your poison.
Does Martin have any bouncies? Or we will be seeing the whole new world for sure, because I think he just cannot let that 2 storms.
What would you pick right now?
A storm.
Maybe a whole new world still, because if there is a world where Daniel can potentially brick, or you can probably discard. I don't know. Maybe it's possible to discard.
Yeah.
No, he chose it. He chooses the same
it is
thing.
tempting to just say, okay, either way you will have storm.
Well, yeah,
so
yeah,
let's pick
that's
the
it.
other. But I guess it's really not like.
I agree
Storm
with the
is-
decision. I think.
I think it's still probably like two storms.
Just go questing
Yeah, like,
because
Yeah, and there is this anti synergy. I mean, the storms, they make you draw cards, and the whole new world, it makes you discard the cards you just drew. So yeah, but still, I would also have gotten rid of the whole new of a whole new world. I think, because just like you hope probably that the deck will not find any more.
I mean, you are on the play. You can establish your board better than.
he's challenging into the Diablo.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
Establishing another
Yeah.
city. And
Another
he's keeping the
city.
storms.
He's playing it smart. I mean, Ursula is not gonna challenge it, and if you play your Fox, you're still.
If there is a Peter Pan, yes, actually. I mean, yes, but of course, this Peter Pan
Maybe
will
he
be
thinks he's
banished
sudden
the
chill
turn
now.
after. That's true.
I think I see a sudden chill in his hand.
Wait, guys, there are only 2 Foxes in this build, so we cannot.
Okay,
really-
so she sings the sudden chill.
I think he will get rid of the Pete. Or
Probably. Yeah, you're right. And was there another Ursula, or was it just me imagining things, making them up?
There comes a
No,
fox.
yeah,
There
yeah,
comes
there is a
one
fox.
One of the 2 Foxes.
And
Yeah.
now he has the power of playing the Ursula again next turn, taking another song from Daniel's hand.
If there are any, because
See, and this is why.
like yeah,
This is
he
why
plays
I
this one.
said that's probably if you have the Ursula with the Diablo, you could have the time to remove the storm and then remove the whole new world.
Yeah, but then then comes the Ariel, and what do you do with the Ariel?
but if Ariel is coming next turn,
Yeah.
you still have the time to remove the whole new world with the Ursula.
Yeah, true. Probably you're right on it.
He has the shift Robin, but he decides to ink the small one.
Yeah.
Dig for another song. Another storm.
Another storm. Oh my god.
It's so
The
stormy.
third one. Let the storm rage on.
Okay, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah. I think still that, yeah,
And now we are getting rid of.
the Ursula, yeah.
You can
Yeah.
choose.
You can
Now
choose
it's
You
one.
can
obvious.
choose.
Now it's
You can
obvious.
choose. Now it's obvious, yeah. All right. I think it didn't really matter in the end.
Yeah, I guess so.
But to be fair, I think Martin can turn around.
Oh, the second
I
Ursula.
think you're right. It didn't matter.
No. Thank you. Thank you for this conclusion.
He draws into a big Robin Hood, I think.
Yeah, now you're playing against this card. Your Robin Hood is not online. You will play the turtle and ink the Robin Hood, or
No, he's just inking the turtle, keeping
and
the hand,
And
and
carrying.
doing nothing.
waiting for the sudden chill to get removed, the last hope, and
Or the hypnotize, or I
Yeah.
don't
How
know.
many hypnotizers are in this deck? Three.
Three.
4 sudden chills.
Look,
Yeah.
5. What is coming for 5?
Alpha.
this-
Alpha is
it's
fair enough
also
too.
fair.
Yeah. Yeah, but you see, like no Diablos. Well, the first one, just the small one that draws you cards, and it goes way better.
All Daniel is wishing for is an inkable card at the moment.
Yeah.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
It
I
is-
don't need the
it is,
songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at that point, you don't do that much with
Yeah,
Strength of the Raging
yeah.
Fire in it. So one Ursula gets removed.
Now Daniel needs to top deck a whole new
Don't talk about Bruno.
a whole new world.
Oh my god, that would be devastating.
That would be absolutely devastating.
Yeah, it is.
Prince Sean? No, Diablo, okay.
Diablo.
Okay.
And,
Cove,
Okay.
and now
And the
move the
cove.
Diablo into the cove probably.
Yeah.
yeah, probably. I think
Yeah.
yes, it's the best play here.
Take out
Yeah.
Cindy and
Yes. I think everything is great here
Yeah.
because you don't want to quest with Ursula. You
Yeah.
probably want it back.
And
with
there's
something.
Wow!
The beast, yeah.
It's
There
the
are
second best card he could have drawn.
yeah. There are two beasts in 2 copies of this card in Daniel's deck.
I mean,
What is he calculating?
like the damage he gets from the characters when he moves all the characters in the cove.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If he wants to quest with Robin or
but
not.
I think at this point probably he just needs to quest.
Yeah.
It's 8. Like.
I mean, Elsa and Ursula.
Doing 5 damage.
Yeah, it's not
That's not enough, and you
so
don't want to sacrifice your
you-
Diablo.
You definitely don't want to go all in with just removing Robin Hood. So.
Oh, he's going into the cove.
Yeah, he's going to the cove.
So the cove only lives like 1 more turn.
Yeah, it depends actually on what he draws.
It's a strange one.
Is Martin in top deck mode? Or does he have hand cards? I can't see from here.
One thing for sure.
No,
if
Martin is in top deck mode as well.
And Ursula again.
Or probably everybody is just moving into the cove.
I think so.
Yeah, everybody's moving into the
And now he's just questing probably.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
With maybe not with the Ursula because he doesn't want to give Robin Hood value.
Yeah, exactly. You quest with Diablo, you draw 2 cards.
So both players draw 2 cards now.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're talking about right now.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I like your card.
Yeah.
Can I borrow it after the game? they would make a good couple.
I love this. I love this.
He had a problem.
Okay.
No. I think Martin is deciding if he either quests with Ursula or not. Okay,
Yeah.
he decided to quest at the end.
Okay, so 2 cards for both players. A whole new world? Is there a whole new world?
We don't know yet.
It's both inkable cards, no whole new world.
No.
It's a SME, I guess, and yeah.
Yeah, and the peach. Peach can be quite good here if we imagine that like Martin draws Bruno.
And Daniel decides to give up the drawing with the beast because probably Ursula is just really happy running into it, removing the card drawing factor.
The best top deck would be the big Ursula right now. For Martin.
Of course.
Shifting
we'll
the
see the one-off.
Yeah.
shifting the big Ursula
which
now
queen.
is like
Yeah, it's
No,
just super
I think-
strong.
It's just Diablo
No,
again.
it's just a small Diablo, just a bird.
or is it, he makes it intense and keep it no.
No, it's
No,
just an improvise.
It's just an improvise, yeah. All right.
But I mean,
He has one more hand card, I guess.
and it must be 5 because I mean, if he sacrificed the free card,
He's touching the Ursula.
He could not play.
He's pinging the
could not
beast?
be-
Yeah,
he could not be
exactly.
playing improvise this turn because of Peach.
yeah, I know, but he could play it the next round and get another useful card.
Look to the stream, look to the chat.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Sun Streams.
It's a lot of fun actually.
Yeah, yeah. The games are just like so exciting.
So he's drawing one card of Diablo. Ooh, he finds an aerial. Now
Will she
something
find
could
a whole
start.
world?
There is a
There is
Resurrection
a
Fire,
Yeah,
but this is
So
enough
the
for
bird
removing
is-
the bird.
The bird
the
is
bird is
dying.
dead, I think. Yeah,
The bird is already dying, and now
Okay.
it's dead.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
Daniel is coming
It's
back.
recovering. Yeah.
This is also showing how powerful a machine that beast is. Like, even if you push one of your characters straight into it, removing the factor, it's still
It
just a
quests for
menace.
two. It quests for two. It destroys the locations.
Yeah.
So he taps 4 genie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here comes Ginny.
So what can he do? He could take out the Smee
I
with
think
Elsa.
the second fox would be good here. Let's see if.
No, he's singing. Friends,
Yeah,
yeah. Drawing more
Friends.
cards.
Yeah, a great timeout. I need to look more.
But
That's
Daniel has
harsh.
8 lore on board.
Yeah, that's
If he
two
decides
turns.
to quest,
It's
if
2
it-
turns
yeah.
basically.
Indeed. Yeah.
And-
That's a big comeback.
And if the magic happens, he top tags a whole new world now. He can like flood his board with all the small characters.
And play Pete,
And yeah,
just in case.
Don't actually know if at that point of the game he even needs a whole new world anymore.
It's not the need, it's what people want to see.
yeah.
Yeah,
We have
I get you.
look. Actually, it's a Robin
It's
Hood.
another Robin.
Wow.
And now he just
I don't
quests
know
and
if
says,
people
okay.
wanted to see this Robin, but I guess that Martin did not want to see it.
So it's 8 lore.
And
Goes up to 16, and Martin has basically to handle all of his characters now. Is this possible?
can you lend Martin a be prepared?
Sure.
Just he will give it
I
back
ha-
to you, but can you do it for
I
him?
have a green
You just painted
Pencil,
green,
yeah.
take a green, yeah, like
green prepared.
green prepared. You can paint it purple. No, it's better to paint it purple. Like this, people may think like, yeah, it's in red purple. It's a purple card. Oh, Rick is here.
Now he has
No.
the ability of actually taking care of the entire board.
Now it's not just pushing wood, it's actually something important.
Now, like Diablo can take care.
But probably it's
It's
not
probably
enough.
still not enough because.
But he can take out 4 characters. He can leave the Pete maybe. It's just 1 lore.
Yeah. So then he needs to.
There's an Ariel, a shiny Ariel in the light zone.
Yeah.
You see,
so
I think Ariel is seeing the final light
the
here.
best to leave Daniel is with a Pete and the
the
standing Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, you will end up having a Cricky, a Genie, and an Elsa against 19 lores, a 6-cost creature that is a cantrip, and also the Robin Hood will draw Daniel another card.
Yeah.
And you are so vulnerable, anything that can happen to you basically at this point. I mean, it's better than nothing, of course, that Cricky is an MVP right now. Let's see,
Yeah, it
Fuchs.
still keeps you
No,
in
but-
the game,
but
but
Prince
probably
John-
not for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, Prince John is questing for 2 at least.
yeah, but Martin is in 7 lore at the moment. It's rather Dania who is rushing.
Oh,
Oh my god.
We
the
have
one-off
brother.
grab your sword
Prince
at the right
John.
time.
at this
At the right
point
time.
we have to tell that it's also a one-off.
Yeah.
The one-off grab your sword.
So don't talk about Bruno, right? It's your only out.
Yeah. Talk about Bruno with Robin Hood and Cricky into
Yeah,
into
exactly.
Pete, and that's it actually.
Let's see, maybe a friends could help. Hypnotize.
Tight.
He draws at least 1 card. Maybe it's the
Yeah.
Bruno he needs.
Is it?
Easy.
Okay, we are reading Hypnotize.
All right.
Okay, I've never seen this card before. What does it do? He's
Yeah.
going into the pit.
Let's not forget that
Oh, come
it's
on.
11
He's keeping
p.m.
the suspense.
Ah,
alive.
that's-
we saw her, but
It's
yeah.
over.
That's it.
No.
That's it for
It's
Danielle.
over, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen.
Yeah, Bella, your prediction actually was right. I think you told me that the Still Song will win the
Yeah.
tournament at the very beginning of the tournament.
Yeah,
So-
Floki also
Said
said
it
Yeah,
yesterday
okay.
with Shannon.
Congratulations to both of you.
But I think you were sort of agreeing with this,
Of
no?
course, I was sort of agreeing with this. I mean, I myself am playing Still Song like this set. It's basically the only deck I'm playing. So, of course, it's no surprise for me.
And actually, we have to congratulate to Danielle because his matches were really smooth.
Yeah.
He just,
Yeah.
Against Harald in the semifinals, he just
yeah, he didn't give anybody a single chance.
no.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, be prepared because your next set gems probably you will facing this list.
As long as Steel Song is playable
Yeah,
for at least set 7, the remaining time of set 7 and coming set 8, Steel Song is still playable. I think we will see a lot of Steel Song decks.
Yeah, and I just mean that especially if you live in Germany or in Austria or in Hungary, Slovakia nearby. I mean, this tournament will probably be used as a reference, so somebody might just take the exact list.
yeah, but I mean, maybe the dogs that are coming are just erasing the meta.
Do you mean
Yeah,
the
the dogs.
Lady in the Tramp decks?
Yeah, they are extremely powerful, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know what Steel Song can do with them.
yeah.
So we are heading towards to the interviews,
And then you say goodbye.
and yeah, according to our technician guy, then we are saying goodbyes. Thomas, is it now that we should say goodbye or
Before the interview
No.
or after the
Okay, so
okay? So we
After the interview.
after the
after
interview.
we say goodbye, not before.
We say, I
Okay.
come to you and say.
Perfect.
Okay, so in case the technician guy was wrong, we would like to say goodbye now, I think, also.
Yeah.
So thank you for all your attention today. It was real fun.
It was a pleasure being here,
Yeah.
casting with you too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Like, thanks for Alex. Thanks to Alex for organizing this great event, for making this happen, and also, of course, like a shout out to the judges, to all these like invisible people who are still here with us, so just behind the scene.
I guess, Floki, we need to go.
We need to go.
Yeah, because our winner is here.
The winner is here. We make room, we say goodbye, and we
Yeah.
come back after the interview to say goodbye another time.
With me.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Bye with me.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Ihr kommt hier wieder.
Ja.
Komm.
Hey, gratuliere mal.
Danke.
It will be in English.
The interview is in English, yeah, fine.
Yeah, otherwise it's in German with Floki.
Just a couple questions.
Yeah, it's
Because we have like over 100 viewers. Okay, now they drop, but still some international viewers.
Okay, so first of all, congratulations! It's been such a long day, and it's a victory. So, like, congratulations!
Thank you
and
very
I
much.
really love your deck. I think that like Still Song is incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
This set. So there are some cards that we don't usually see in Still Song builds. So I'm talking about Grab Your Sword, and I'm talking about this 2-base. Could you please comment on these cards?
Yes, of course. So it's actually based because of the current meta. You're playing a lot of mirror matches. You're playing a lot of discard. Just like this matchup, green-purple, Grab Your Sword is always helpful. You couldn't play it in the red-blue meta because it wouldn't make sense, but now you can play it again. And of course, the Beast is an insane good card. Nobody's playing Medusa, so it can't be removed just by, I don't know, Zoe's, but okay. So it's basically the draw you sometimes need in Steel Song that you don't get because you miss your On Your World, you miss your draw card, so Beast could be very helpful in the situations like we just saw in the...
Okay, thank you. I also have another question. At some point of the game, your opponent had a choice. He could remove one of your storms or the whole new world.
Yeah.
What would you remove?
I think it was the correct decision. Because if I can cast my Whole New World in the next turn with Ariel, basically I think it's game over because I can start removing and I have so many cards you won't be able to discard all of them. I think he made the right choice. Obviously, still to let the Stormbridge on in hand, I can keep drawing cards, so it was tough.
I happily see that I agree with you. I also was in favor of this decision. All right. So also the other matchup that we didn't see, but I wanted to ask you about is Still Song against this like green-yellow Chernadog deck. What do you think of this? Weren't you afraid of facing this deck?
Actually, not that much. I think I can handle it pretty well. I faced the winner from Ravensburg, the Chernadog, in the Swiss round in Ravensburg, and we played 1-1. So I think on the play you can win it. Obviously, if you know what you're playing against, so you have to be a little bit careful. But it's doable, of course.
Is it the grab that can help you, or how are you supposed to handle this deck with your Still Song?
I think it's a mix. Just try to get out your buddies, like maybe Cindy turn 1, Smee, Lawrence, big characters that can remove, that can make good trades, like Lawrence into Daisy. Maybe you can play Rapunzel, draw a card. That's how you should play it, because you can remove your key songs with Ursula. So don't go for songs like this game. Try to avoid the songs. Okay, sometimes you have it in the mulligan, but try to avoid them. Go for the big guys, and he won't be able to remove them.
Okay, thank you. The other question I have is about the incoming set. So set 8 is just around the corner. And what do you think about this deck? Will it still be playable? Will it be improved? Or maybe you would like to play something else, considering the cards that are being released?
So I think it will be, of course, still playable. I think the meta won't change that much in this set. It will change, of course, after rotation. Maybe after rotation we will see a different kind of Steel Song, maybe yellow-purple. Who knows what's going to happen? But for this set, I think you can still play it. There are some new interesting cards, like new draw engines. Even you can, this song for 9, where you can get 3 bodies out of the discard, can be very interesting to get back your Pete's or your Ariel or whatever. So maybe you can play one of these songs. So I think, yeah, still playable, and I'm looking forward.
Okay, and so looking a little bit like further, the rotation, and like, do you have any predictions of yellow or still like cards that have been played in still song that will be kept, that will be reprinted? What do you think?
So I think, of course, they will keep Whole New World. They just get out the new World Cup promo, so they must keep Whole New World. That's what I think.
Logical, yeah. I see what I see. Like,
it's not confirmed, but
yeah,
I hope
but
so.
I see it's true that the card has just been printed. Although it also has some like collectible value, so maybe they will still remove a Whole New World. Because personally, I think I saw some interview with somebody from Ravensburger saying that they regretted creating a Whole New World as a card, like regretted releasing it because it's extremely powerful.
It's very, very powerful.
And apparently it impeaches some decks to exist, so, but we'll see. I also thought about Rapunzel because a Whole New World is something very like, either it breaks and it makes you break, or it makes you win the game. And Rapunzel is something that actually I think is very strong, but pretty much balanced. And I still don't understand, like, Ravensburger, where is the like enchanted like Ariel, the Ariel spectacular singer?
Oh, that would be awesome. They have to bring it out.
So probably she will be reprinted, probably not, but yeah. I have been looking forward to her enchanted version since Lille, I guess.
Maybe we're going to see her in set 9.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, in Fable,
so.
because
keep fingers crossed.
Yeah, also that's like that's a classic Disney character, right?
Yeah, of course. So.
Okay, so what was the hardest game you played today?
So I think it was in top 16. I played versus green-yellow, some sort of discard with Muse, and it's a very tough game. I was lucky, like I had 2 very good top decks. Once I top decked Pete in the key turn, so I could keep my board and just finish it off.
Yeah,
and
I think beats are very important
when
you play
Pete
against Lemon Lime because you block like...
Yeah. They just drop their Keter and under the sea and it's over and you can't come back. So even if you have at 19, it happens so often, you're at 19, you are not able to come back. So many songs, so many bounce with music, it's impossible.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much for this insights and like congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You really deserve this victory and it was a pleasure for me to spectate your game and to comment on your games.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay.